Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Critical Beauty. It's going to be an interesting, hopefully a very exciting discussion. Me and my guests will be talking about the results of the Miss and Mr. Supranational 2023 finals. So if you want to know what we think of the production and of the results, please stay and watch. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the bell button, the bell icon below, to get instant notification for the latest video. So please help this channel grow. All right, so we're just waiting for our guests tonight. One of them is Noemi Melendez, and the other one is George from the Pageant Empress. So we're just waiting. Oh, I see Noemi now. Let's admit her. And George from the Pageant Empress is in also. So they made it. Woohoo! I'm so happy.
We made it. Hello.
We made it.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, your head.
My head is chopped off.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't see the
Hold
top.
on.
Good morning.
And George, good morning, George. George Porgy. Hi, George.
Hello, I just woke up, so I'm so sorry for being like 10 minutes late.
Yeah, you do like you just woke up. Have you had breakfast yet?
No. I just took a shower and just joined in, so I'm ready. I have so much to say today. So
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And of course, Noemi, darling, how are you, baby?
Hi, good, and you?
Fabulous, fabulous. It's just to give people perspective of our time zone. Noemi is in Las Vegas, which is about 6:15 in the evening, Sunday. I'm in Boston, which is 9:15. It's 3 hours ahead. And George is in Bangkok, Thailand. Are you in Bangkok, George? Okay.
I'm in Chiang Mai.
Okay, you're in
yes,
Chiang Mai. And what time is it there?
It's 8 o'clock, 10 past 8.
10 past 8. Okay. So Chiang Mai is about 11 hours ahead of time of Boston. So, yeah. So that's great to know. I mean, the one thing I like about the internet or even Zoom is that you can actually talk to people from different time zones. So it's only a matter of coordination. Do you remember when I had one of my guests, Rena Hendricks? She's South African, but she lives in Namibia. She has her own YouTube channel. It's called Rena Hendricks, and she had to get up at 4 in the morning just to join our chat group. I said,
Oh, wow.
bravo, girl, bravo. So to me, that's a true pageant fanatic. Okay, anyone who gets up at impossible hours of the day, of the morning, of the evening, just to join other pageant experts, other pageant fans all over the world. So that's good. So hopefully, well, Naomi, darling, you look fresh.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're looking younger every day.
Oh, thank you. It's
What is your secret?
vampire. I'm a vampire. So.
How much blood do you drink?
Exactly.
And George, of course, George is a baby. Look at that cute baby face, that dimples.
I'm the baby of the group.
You're the baby of the group. I'm like the grandfather of the group, So it's funny too, because when you reach a certain age, people start like, well, I'm not really offended by some of these remarks, even though they might seem very ageist, to some people. But I just let it go. Fine, I'm so happy to be able to live this long, and heaven forbid you young people get hit by a truck tomorrow. Bye. Well, I'm still alive. So
wow.
Okay, so we have people from all over the world watching us. I see Runway Poppy, Luis, mi amor. Luis, also called Runway Poppy. Poppy is the official runway trainer of the Miss Cuba organization.
Mm.
I think he's based in South Carolina, and he's training all the contestants for the Miss Grand Cuba contest, which will be held in Tampa, Florida, on August 20th. So I think the tickets are being sold now online.
Yes, they're sold online. So just log into www.missgrandcuba.com. Once you log on, click on the link where it says sponsorship, and you will see the tickets online.
Mhm. There you go. So hopefully I'll get to see some of you guys, okay, in Tampa on August 20th, because I'm going. We have our beloved friend, Brian Javier. Hi, Brian. How come you're not
Why
joining
is he not
us?
joining?
I don't know. How
Yes.
come you're not joining us? Oh, you know what? Because he didn't watch the Mr. show. He only watched the Miss show, I think. Is that correct, Brian? Yeah, type in your answer, please. Oh, okay. So he's busy. He's also busy packing. I'm moving. Where are you moving to? Are you moving to
Are you
where?
leaving Vegas?
Are you leaving America? Are you moving to Poland, to Malapolska, to join the Miss Supranational organization? Tell us, please. We're friends. No secrets, please. Okay, we have a viewer, Bavisha Katwani. He says, I'm going to school. I will watch after coming back. You know what? Bavisha, okay, your school is more important than a stupid pageant discussion, okay? go to school, study
school.
hard. Yes,
Yes.
be a great student, focus on your subjects and stuff. And then once you're done with your homework, then you can watch the delayed telecast or the I'm going to upload this video anyway afterwards, so you can watch it later. So, and yes, so hello from Surrey, British Columbia, says EJ Belch. Hi, EJ. EJ watches us all the time. Brian's joking. Haha, I'm moving to the Philippines. Yeah,
With Luis?
yeah, with Louis, yeah, Filipinos love Puerto Ricans, so hey, go move to the Philippines and start your pageant career there. You're gonna get a lot of support and definitely a lot of sponsors. Okay, so go. You have my blessing, darling. Okay, so we have so many things to talk about. First off, I want to just break down all these different topics.
Okay.
We can start with do you guys want to start with the Mr. first or Miss?
Miss.
We can start with the Miss first. Okay. So
Yes.
I think a lot of people would rather want to see what we think about the Miss first, because it's
Yes.
more exciting than the Mr. Okay, we can start with the Miss. As you know, the Miss Supranational 2023 pageant took place in Malapolska, Poland on July 14th. Okay. And I think eventually they had like 65 contestants. A few of the girls were not able to make it. But then you know what? Who made it finally? Miss Supra Equatorial Guinea. She made it. But she arrived a day after the preliminaries, so she did not qualify. She did not qualify for the finals. So here I'm wondering, okay, well, girl, you can always compete next year. So rather than going back to your Equatorial Guinea country, why don't you just stay in Poland, maybe rent an apartment for a year or so, because you're already there. What's the point of going back, to Africa if you're already in Poland, right? Does that make sense? Find yourself a nice Polish man, because I heard Poland could be very, very cold in the wintertime. So, honey, if you want to get warmer, find a Polish man, okay, who's into African women to warm you up, okay, in winter nights. Wink, wink. So that's just my opinion, okay? So yeah, so she's there. She's probably enjoying the sights and sun and everything with all the other contestants. So that's good. Who else not able to make it? Well, some of the girls, I think Miss Somalia was not able to make it. And two other girls, I believe, withdrew. Albania, of course. Remember Albania? She
Do
got
we
sick.
know why she left?
She said just personal reasons. It could be anything. It could be something happening with her family, or it could be an illness, that she cannot divulge. It could be any of those personal reasons. But I hope she comes back next year, because she's so stunning. She's just gorgeous. Yeah, I think, well, also, one thing that I noticed is that the girls who were not able to make it, they had done their videos back home. Their personal intro videos. They also did their super chats. Some of them competed in the super chats, but they were not able to make it. So you wonder, oh, that's just really too bad. What a waste of time. Don't you think though it's much better if you have all the paperwork done, that you're actually guaranteed to go to Poland before doing all these stupid videos in your own country and send them off? Because it doesn't make any sense if your video is not going to be shown to the public anyway. It just doesn't make any sense. But okay, Miss Supranational organization, Gerhard, my BFF, if you're watching the show, okay, please consider my suggestions, okay? Because it's just a waste of time and resources for the organization and also for the contestants as well. Now, let's talk about the opening.
Okay.
I thought, who wants to start? No, I mean,
Noemi can go. Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
no, let's go first. What do you think of the opening, babe?
I liked it.
You do?
Liked it. I did. I thought it was different from previous years, right? It was more exciting. I feel like they brought in what is the showmanship this year than compared to other years. So yeah, I appreciate it. I think they're taking a cue off of maybe Miss Grand, in regards to production wise. But yeah, I think the girls look stunning on stage. And it was good. I liked it. I was very happily surprised.
Yeah, I like the fact, I don't know, do they usually go by geographical or continental regions?
I think this year was the first, right?
Is this the first time?
Yeah,
because in the past it was alphabetical order from A to Z, correct? So they went by continental introductions this year. I like the fact that each continent, the girls for each continent wore a specific type of dress. Like I noticed the girls from Africa, they all virtually wore pink cocktail dresses. And I thought they were fabulous. They're very modern. There's also that sort of like burlesque element to it, because since Supra is all about modeling and fashion and runway anyway, So I really like the fact that they focus on the burlesque, sexy element of it. So the African girls are all wearing mostly pink. The girls from the Americas, I think, they were all either wearing shiny silver or gold. I remember Ecuador's cocktail dress. She had all these tinsels and round like crystal stuff and everything. And also the girls, I believe the girls from Asia, they were all wearing this tight corset type of bodies and a skirt. When you review the introduction again, you'll see all of them are like wearing this corset type thing with strings and stuff, like very, 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 very sexy. Now, my question is, do these girls get to keep all these dresses that they wore on stage? Because they went into all these different changes of costumes and
I don't think
dresses.
so.
No.
They're just alone? Oh my God. That's too bad. That's really too bad, because I mean they're really nice though. The girls from the Caribbean, they wore,
I believe it was gold.
Leotard.
Yeah, gold.
Yeah,
They're all green and gold.
Green and gold,
The girls from Europe, it's a combination of gold, champagne, pink, and even blue. I saw a couple of blue.
Yes.
Dark blue. So yeah, I thought that was wonderful. And yeah, when you talk about the Miss Grand influence, especially with the girls from Africa, remember Cameroon's introduction? She was like doing a Miss Grand type of introduction, you know what I mean? With her head shaking and her body doing like this, like, Grammy. I thought that was cute, hilarious. So, but it was very entertaining. I like the music. Speaking of music, did you notice that they never use the real artists or the real musicians' original recording? They always hire like karaoke singers or professional singer. Of course, copyrights. In other words, they don't have the money to buy the copyrights of these original songs, Unlike Miss Grand International, this MGI has a lot of money and they can afford to play Madonna's tick tock, tick tock, tick tock doing the swimsuit, and also Miss Universe, they got money. So but nevertheless, they had to contend with, cheap imitation of these artists and stuff and everything. I mean, I guess it's better to have cheap entertainment rather than nothing at all, But so that's my opinion of the opening. George, what do you think of the opening?
I loved it. I thought it was really like sleek as usual. Supra, I think, never disappoints in terms of the production. I think everything was really good. So for me, the show started in a high note and I loved it, I think, overall. And also I have to give props to the female host. I believe she's Miss South Africa, right?
Yes, I
2005
loved
or
her.
2006. She was
Yes.
amazing. I think she definitely carried the whole show
Mhm.
because I
Yes.
was not really a big fan of the male host, to be honest. I just
What's his
like,
name?
he
Martin
could-
Fitch? Yeah. Fitch, sorry.
no, I think she was really professional, and yeah, like I really liked the way she was like talking, and she was really cute. Like I like the female host. Yes,
I 100% agree. Not only, I think it's from her whole image reeks
Mhm.
of like class. I mean, she's like a
Yeah.
class act, and not only that, but every time she has this amazing, beautiful accent, and it's very polished. It's like
Yes.
British accent, but it's very polished and
Mhm.
educated. You know, I like
Elegant.
that, and I could listen to her voice like all day long.
Yes, she could do
Amazing.
audios,
Yes.
like
She could do
reading
audios.
audiobooks.
Yeah,
Yes.
like Lara Dutta, Miss Universe from India, 2000. I could listen to Lara Dutta's voice. It's like, wow.
Yes.
And now we have Joanne Strauss, and she was Miss South Africa 2001, and she was a semi-finalist, I believe, in Miss Universe 2001. So I hope she comes back next year,
Mhm.
the year following
Please.
next, etc. Martin Fitch is okay to me. I mean, he's not exactly like Matthew Dean, the cute host of Miss Grand International, you know, but he's okay. I mean, he has his charming in his own way, but but sometimes, did you feel like there were like a competition between him and Joanne, like when they were hosting, or they had a good chemistry? What
I
do you-
think they had good chemistry. For me, I felt that they fed off of each other.
okay.
And I think the chemistry was there between them. I think they do make a really good hosting pair because I'm assuming that they want somebody local also to host just
Right.
for like language purposes, you know, to interpret a little bit like what he did during the pageant a little bit. But yeah, I loved her. I don't remember her competing. I'm sorry. But
You were only what, 5 then?
the
You were
five.
only 5 years old. 2001.
But no, she, for me, the same thing about the voice. I was like, she has an amazing tone
She does.
of a voice that just like it's so pleasant to listen to. And I was like, she could do audiobooks or like, you know, those recordings that help you go to sleep and be like,
Yes.
like, now it's time to lay your head on the pillow.
Yes.
And
Yeah, please, Joanne, make me fall asleep with your beautiful voice.
Very
exactly.
soothing. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, so we want Joanne Strauss back. Okay,
Yes.
Gerhard, if you're
Mhm.
watching the show, okay, please consider hiring Joanne Strauss as co-host or even the host next year. We don't need Martin.
That'd be
Fitch,
great.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need
Yeah.
Martin. So just go stick with Joanne. Okay, reading some of the comments. Mark David says, does these buzzes about the result of Miss Supranational has a negative impact on the reign of Miss Ecuador? I don't know. Care to comment?
What buzzes are they
Yeah,
talking about?
what buzz are you talking about? What buzz are you talking about? You know, we're gonna go further. We're gonna discuss all these little step by step, and then we'll probably touch that later. So, watching from Philadelphia, Christoph. Hi, Christoph. Brian says it was cool. The opening was cool, but it didn't feel like Supra. Okay. Our friends, Stefan Richards. Hi, Stefan. I'm so excited to hear what you guys have to say. I've been waiting for this live all day. So much has happened at the Mr. and Miss Supranational pageant. You are correct. Very correct. One Way Poppy says it was very entertaining. Luke Stevan says it felt like grand. Well, you know what? All these pageants are actually stealing each other's ideas or maybe influencing each other, you know. And I think I don't necessarily think if that's good or bad, because if you're imitating another pageant, then you're going to lose your originality and your uniqueness. I mean, what makes Supra is the fact that they focus a lot on fashion and TV shows and musicals and whatnot. Sometimes when you watch Supra, and this is a very common comment that I hear all the time, when you watch Supra, it doesn't feel like you're watching a pageant. It feels like you're watching like a singing show, because there's so many songs and dances and musical numbers, and the girls are just fillers, or even like a Victoria's Secret show, Victoria's Secret show. Yeah, so it's a combination of all those elements. Now, maybe they're gradually embracing some of these grand international elements. There's nothing wrong with that, but at least maintain your Supra character, your main Supra uniqueness. And it's the same thing with MGI or Miss World or Miss Universe, for that matter.
Rafa, I wanted to add to that, because I think now the Supra is going towards like the Miss World direction, I feel, because they're talking about like aspirational, inspirational, which I think is quite a new like a motto that they're using. But my only issue with that is that the girls who actually performed really well at the Super Chat did not really place in the finals. Yeah. Like Canada did not place, Romania did not place. There were so many of them, which I was so surprised, because if they're going towards the Miss World direction, which is like beauty the purpose, and talking about the advocacy, the projects, I'm so surprised how did they not make the finalist? Because if you're going towards the aspirational, inspirational direction, it doesn't really make sense. That's it. Like for me, that was like the biggest shock. Canada not making.
Yeah, to me too, because she made the top 5 of the Super Chat. That included Brazil,
Philippines,
Philippines. Who else made the? Philippines, India, Peru, South Africa, and Canada. Yeah. So all 4 except Canada made the top 24. So to me, that was like a shock. I was surprised because Canada was basically on everybody's list.
Yes.
And she was the best Canadian delegate since Sierra Burchell in 2014. So everybody's shocked. Stephen Anderson says, "Hi Rafa, hi panel, hi Stephen, how are you?" Okay. Let's go. Okay, what do you think of the dance numbers? I don't think you can have a Supra show without the dance numbers or the entertainers, correct?
Yeah.
It's pretty much their trademark.
Hand in hand. Yeah, their trademark.
Trademark, yes. Also, I think it's a lot cheaper to hire all these B level, C level entertainers because it's in Poland. And they're all most of them are local artists. I think a couple of them performed in Eurovision. They didn't win or anything, but they just barely made the cut. But they were okay. There's this one girl, she was a former Miss Supranational from Poland, from 2011, I believe. Monica Lewczuk. She sang Miley Cyrus's Flowers. Did you see that? What do you think? I can get myself flowers. Write my name.
Yeah, she was very depressing at one point.
Like, girl, you're butchering Miley's song. Get off the stage now, please. I mean, she's gorgeous and beautiful, but please, she's not on the same level as Miley Cyrus, okay? So, poor thing. And I think she changed her last name to a different name. So like it's her stage name, I forget, but anyway, it's Monica I can't even pronounce her last name, Lewczuk, Miss Supranational from Poland 2011. So hopefully she doesn't come back next year. Let me see what else. There was another girl who performed both in Miss and Mr. I forgot her name. She has bangs, long hair, dark hair, bangs, and she was performing with a DJ in the background. I forgot.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
She reminds me of British singer Jessie J.
No, I don't think so, Rafa, because I love Jessie J.
Jessie J is a whole other level.
Yes.
Fine, I'm sorry. Okay. Never mind. Okay, but she performed. I mean, she was okay. I mean, she wasn't that bad, No. And then of course, you have Chantal. Okay, international pop star Chantal, who performed. Did she perform in the Miss? No, I think she only performed in the Miss. So she performed twice, and also she was part of the judging panel of Miss. So
she's the one that had the coat, the long coat.
She had the long coat, yes.
Okay, I didn't understand the long coat because are we not in summer?
I don't know.
I
Maybe she's got
It's
COVID,
very
who
nice.
knows?
Maybe it's cold inside the theater.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe she hasn't shaved or anything. I don't know. So yeah, so I mean, I love Chantel. I mean, she was great. The first time I got to know her when she performed
Mhm.
at Miss Earth 2019, I believe. I mean, she was there, and I said, okay, she's not bad. I mean, she's cool and everything. But she kept singing the same old songs and stuff and everything. She didn't sing any new material, for that matter. But she was good. She was okay. She's probably the best entertainer, from that evening.
Mhm.
So,
In
yes,
comparison to the others. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, the introduction, oh, by the way, let's go back to the judging panel. So the judges consisted basically of the Miss Supranational organization staff.
Mhm.
Was Andre Sleigh there? Oh, he wasn't there.
No,
Andre
he was not there.
Sleigh.
Andre was missing.
Yeah, Andre Sleigh. Well, people who are watching the show, you guys, if you're a heavy pageant fan like the three of us, you should know who Andre Sleigh is. He is the creative director of Miss and Mr. Supranational organization. He became controversial when 2 years ago he unknowingly videotaped him saying something bad about the Indonesians. Okay, so that videotape went viral, and of course the Indonesian fans were horrified by his remark. They thought it was very offensive, so they started bashing him, sending him death threats, sending horrible emails and stuff and everything. So he basically had a mental breakdown. So they had to get off social media for a while. So fast forward to 2023 in Poland, he was there until the finals of Miss Supranational. And then somebody sent me a screenshot of his story explaining why he was absent. And the reason why I was not able to see his story directly is because he had blocked me. He had blocked me, okay, on Instagram, so I couldn't see it.
Rafa, you're getting blocked everywhere. What the hell?
Yes.
What is wrong with you people? Why are you guys blocking me? I'm good. I'm a good person, just unblock me. So anyway, yeah. So according to this story of his that he had posted in his story, that he broke his ankle. Okay. Apparently, he mentioned something about a stack of program books. Maybe he wasn't looking where he was going, and then he tripped over a stack of program books, and then he broke his ankle or something. So he claims, okay. But of course, maybe there's another reason why, and this is just a cover-up. Maybe he was flirting with one of the male contestants, and this male contestant got offended and beat the shit out of Andre. That's what I think.
Oh my
okay?
God, you're starting conspiracy theories already.
So little Andre goes back to his apartment, okay, and said he's watching the show from his apartment, okay.
Mhm.
And did you guys notice, like Lalela, the Miss Supranational 2022, was not present at Mr. International? She was nowhere to be found.
Oh,
So
really?
what happened to her? Did she just leave Poland, or maybe I don't know, another conspiracy theory of mine, maybe she went to visit Andre in his apartment, and maybe they both watched the show, the Mr. show, from his apartment, while she was nursing his broken ankle. Okay, so that's what I think. What do you guys think? All right, let's see what people are saying. Okay, regarding pageants influencing each other, Runway Poppy says, I think they want to go to the Miss World direction, since Miss World is the #1 pageant platform. Why is in some pageants are trying to mimic that in order to stay relevant and then add your uniqueness. Yes, that is true. That is true.
Mhm.
I think before Miss World's Beauty with a Purpose, after Miss World started promoting their Beauty with a Purpose, little by little, all the other pageants are adopting the Beauty with a Purpose, but they changed the name to a different thing,
Mhm.
aspirational, inspirational, or confidently beautiful, or beautifully confident, whatever, Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Miss International's, what is Miss International's slogan? Do you know? I forget. Something about culture or promoting goodwill.
Yeah, something. They
Rafa, we
haven't.
should ask
No, I mean, you
Ethan.
should know that. You're the national director for Cuba.
I know, but it's not a slogan that they really use to promote the pageant. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like,
Okay.
really out there. I think this year what they're trying to do, now that Steven is now in a position where he could make more decisions in regards to the production, and maybe the route where Miss International needs to catch up because I feel like they're quite behind
Right.
in the times and stuff like that, even though it's a cultural pageant. I get it. But the reality is times have changed and we need to kind of like get it up to speed with technology and social media and all that stuff. So I think this year is going to be a pivoted year for to see what direction the Miss International is going to take. So they don't really have, they do have a slogan, but they don't really promote it as much.
Runway Poppy says cheer all women.
Cheer, yeah, but that's
Cheer
been
all
there
women.
like for 20 years, for 20 something
Queen
longer
of
years.
Peace and Beauty. Yeah, so that's what the slogan is.
Yeah, but now they're concentrated in the SDGs, and that is going to be something that is going to be really, really looked at this year to select the semifinals and the top 5. It's going to be more of a advocacy of the girls that need to really get involved.
Didn't they post also something about body proportionality and skin quality?
Oh yeah, I did not agree with that. I thought
Why
like
not,
we're in
George?
2023, like why are we judging girls based on the bodies? And the fact that Miss International already has such a big issue regarding like skin tones, like they have never counted a girl from Africa, first of all. I know they have counted like 2 dark skinned ladies, but they're both from like Latin America, so it doesn't really count. So for me, I had a big issue that we are in like modern day and we're still judging women based on the body type. So, and the fact that last year's top 3 all had the same body type. They were all slender women. So I thought, why are we like judging women like that? So I thought it was just so like, I don't know, like old fashioned and traditionalist for me. Like I just completely disagree with this new format.
Yeah, but do you really, I mean, let's get real. Raise your hand if you don't want to see a fat winner. Okay? I mean, you all this politically correct bullshit. All right. Well, let's not judge a woman by their body, let's accept.
But it's a beauty pageant.
And everything. But it's a beauty pageant for a paid sake. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that, you can be beautiful and be fat at the same time, but come on. Beauty pageants is all about being the best version of yourself. If you're fat, you're not being the best version of yourself. If you're born fat and you can't help it because of your genes, that's understandable. That's fine. Plus, if you want to be a beauty queen, being fat, there are plus sizes pageants out there, for that specific body type. But if you're talking about like universal appeal, I think the majority of the world would rather see a thin beauty queen than a fat beauty queen, I mean, that's just reality, okay? Sorry to offend some people, but that's the fact of life, Okay, I see people unsubscribing my channel right now.
And Rafa, don't forget we have Ashley Graham. She is the host at the Miss Universe. She is plus size. She's curvy.
Yeah, but she was not a beauty queen though. She's a plus size model. She's not a beauty queen.
Yeah, model, but
I mean, she's pretty to look
at,
but she's not a beauty queen,
Yeah.
So
like if pageants do want to be relevant, I think we should adapt to the modern beauty standard, which is accepting everyone,
right,
regardless of the body type.
Stephen says, I don't want to see ribs either. Yeah, fine. The other extreme being anorexic. I don't want to see body. No, nobody wants to see the extremes of both sides. Okay, so but you have to go, but there's such thing as an ideal body type. Okay, like a certain like body fat, body index or something that is universally appealed to all cultures, to everybody. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yes, we saw the recent post on the new criteria of Miss International. Yeah, the skin quality. I don't think they're talking about the skin tones per se. I think they're talking more about if your skin is healthy, it doesn't have any acne, pimples, or blemish or anything like that. We don't want you. Because
the thing is, it's a cultural thing. It's Asia, especially Japan. They're very into the beauty. They have a large beauty industry, so they're very into skincare. And one of the main sponsors and one of the co-owners of Miss International is actually Miss Paris, which is a spa that they take every year, all the girls. So that's one of their main sponsors. So it kind of makes sense on what they said. I didn't take it too personal in that sense, because I get where they're going with that. I think it got lost in translation, like many pageants tend to, put out notifications, and it kind of like loses its translation, what they really want to say. opposed to how people are receiving it.
Right.
But I get where they were going, because if you're not in the organization, you don't know that their main sponsor is actually a spa, one of the largest spas in Japan.
That's right. That's right. And also, if you notice, I think this international has a long tradition of crowning young women with porcelain skin, with like bright,
very Japanese,
very doll-like,
like a doll.
like a doll-like,
Yes.
you know. I mean, you know, you really can't fault the Japanese, since the majority of the judges are Japanese anyway, and the pageant takes place in Japan almost every year. You really can't fault them, because that's the concept of beauty.
Exactly.
And that's why it's very rare. It's very rare for, let's say, a woman with a black skin, or African woman with a black skin to win Miss International, because for some reason, the concept of Japanese beauty is just so narrowed and focused on whiteness, on white porcelain skin, you know.
Pure.
So,
For them, it's purity.
And so who among you liberals are going to contact this international organization and tell them exactly to change the concept, to change their perception of beauty as to include, you know, non-white women as potential winners, okay, in the future. So let's go to the topic of, as you know, this year they had the national costume. It was pre-taped. The segment was pre-taped. When I saw the national costume presentation, I wasn't really impressed, because it was very short. Like, each contestant only had like barely 10 seconds to show their costume on stage. I mean, I'm talking the national preliminary presentation, but during the actual final night, the way they edited that show, I thought they did a great job. You know, basically each contestant would meet in the center of the stage, and they would like greet each other or touch each other or do something playful and whatnot. And I thought that was very original. I thought that was very, very Supra. I think Supra is the first pageant to start the coupling of the contestants walking on stage together, the two of them.
Or I really don't like that.
You don't like that?
I don't like when girls walk together. It gives you Miss International, because they actually do that. Like they walk in like swimsuit and evening gown, like in pairs. And I don't know, the camera only focuses on one girl. So I don't know how to look at the other girl, and like the judges, how they're giving scores, because it's like the focus will go to one direction. It will not go to two of them. So I don't like it. I like it like when they walk individually. Just like my personal.
Almost like a lesbian overtone to it, right? Don't you think?
I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of
it's like two women getting married.
Yeah, but they do it in Supra nowadays. Yeah.
So what do you think? Did any of these costumes like catch your eye? I mean, some of the costumes were okay.
Some of them are.
I like Indonesia.
Okay.
Indonesia's costume was amazing. You know, the elephant thing, endangered elephant.
It's gorgeous.
I thought that was very, very dramatic. I also like, actually the African girls, they came in first. I liked the fact that they were dancing, some of the tribal dances and whatnot, and I thought that was very cool. The girls from the Americas, like most of them wore these like cliche feathers, like huge feathers and bird, a lot of bird costumes, I think. Like Peru wore the national bird of Peru.
She was beautiful.
And another one wore the national bird of something. It's always the national bird of something, or flowers, whatnot, and everything. And USA's costume. Let's talk about USA's costume. Okay. Party USA costume, $15.99 special. Hello. How sad is that? How sad is that?
That was very sad.
Brian, if you're listening to us, what is your opinion of? Oh, he says, haha. Okay.
No, it was sad because there was no effort to it, So it's like, okay, I understand that maybe you don't want to spend too much money, because you honestly, this is my thing about the national costume. Okay. There's countries that, they will go all out with their national costumes because they have the resources to do it and the backing, money-wise to back it up and all that, which is fabulous. But there's a lot of countries that don't have that backing, and you're only wearing it for 5 minutes, honestly. And it's a special award. It's not even part of the evaluation of winning. So it's like, I don't even bother spending a lot of money in a national costume because of you're only wearing it for 5 minutes and it's
Exactly.
done.
Exactly.
You know, so as
Agreed.
long as it looks good and decent on stage, that's all I care about. But that, I'm sorry, but there's a bunch of girls in the US that compete in international pageants that you could have called and could have rented from somebody else or get a loan or something, you know, and I mean, come on. Uncle Sam,
Yeah.
it was a sad Sam. It was a sad Sam. Okay.
You know what? I really feel bad for her because
And
I
it's
heard
not her fault.
It's
It's
not her
not a
fault.
fault.
I
It's
mean,
not
the
her
girl,
fault. I'm
the
not
girl
blaming
is-
her.
yeah, the girl is gorgeous. She is stunning.
Yes.
She's stunning. And
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy when she won Miss Supra USA. But I think it's the fault of the director or her director's stuff. They barely ignored her. They didn't, give her any helping hand or whatsoever. So I really felt bad for her. And that's the reason why it affected her performance, maybe, and that's why she failed to make the cut. Because she was emotionally.
And also in Miss
an emotional
USA, they
breakdown.
have like a lot of like I think state national costumes, right?
State
At the when
pageant,
Albania joined,
yes.
they could have pulled one of them out and like selected for Miss Supranational. There were so many beautiful national costumes at Miss USA last year.
Exactly.
So I was
Exactly.
just so disappointed. It was very party city.
Okay, Runway says, I'm sorry, I want to see beauty and healthiness, not laziness, and someone that promotes to let go of yourself. Totally agree, 100%. Stephen says, funny, many African women have good skin at Miss International. That is true. Do you guys remember Miss Uganda 2021?
Yes, she's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yes.
That girl was gorgeous. She was like stunning.
Yes.
I thought she could have taken the crown from that year. Let me see. I felt I was watching the low version of Dances of the World from Miss World on that segment, says Runway Poppy. Somewhat.
Quite similar.
Yeah. Brian says it wasn't my favorite. Unfortunately, at least it should have been sparkly about the USA's costume. Stephen says some European countries need to step their game up. Totally agree. A regular dress is not a national costume, says Stephen. Yes, you know what? Speaking of costumes, I think it's irrelevant. Costumes are irrelevant since since the girls are not going to be based. They're not going to be judged on the costumes anyway. So why even bother waste money and resources, to bring your costume to the host country? If you want a national costume competition, why don't you record your costume video in your own house, in your own apartment, send that video to the organization and let them edit the whole thing, and then voila, you have an instant, national costume presentation right there with a collage of different videos. Because imagine if you're going to bring an entire truckload of heavy equipment, heavy props to the stage only for like 10 seconds of being shown to the rest of the world. Why even bother? You know how much customs will charge you for that costume, for that outfit? Taxes, you have to worry about insurance. What if you lose your part of your costume? What are you going to do? So there's really no point. Now, except with Miss Grand, I cannot imagine Miss Grand without the national costume segment.
It's part of that.
Because I think to me that's like 50% of the show, the national costume. Okay, and they really focus on the details, on the girl's performance, on the description of each costume.
I love that.
I think it's just amazing. So I'm really looking forward to the next MGI in Vietnam in October. Who's going to Miss Grand? Any of our viewers are going to Miss Grand? Naomi's going. George's going.
Maybe I'm like 50%, but 50%. Not completely.
I think I'm also 50% right now. So because I'm also considering going to Miss Universe. And also maybe Miss Tourism World in London, which is in November. So I don't know. There's so many pageants are all bunched up together. October, November, December. It's like,
and Miss World. Don't forget Miss World in India.
We don't know Miss World. Oh, that's right. Miss World's in India. Damn.
In India.
Damn. I have to prioritize my schedule. I've never been to India. I always wanted to go to India.
And international is on the 26th. So it's literally right after.
You know what? Nobody cares about international, okay? Oh, that's another thing. What do you think of international being held the day after Miss Grand International?
That was shady.
Do you think they
I
did
did
it
not
on
like
purpose? What do you guys think? Comment below,
Definitely.
please.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was very, very shady of you, Stephen. Bad boy, bad boy. Okay. But as you know, he's been very vocal about Miss Grand International. He doesn't like Miss Grand International. Okay. Stephen Diaz,
Too bad.
the manager, the director of Miss International, does not like Miss Grand International. That's why he purposely scheduled Miss International a day after Miss Grand. But I think
it's such a bad move, don't you think? I think it's a really bad move. I think it's really bad because everyone's going to watch Miss Grand. Yeah, they will watch Miss Grand. It's going to be such an amazing show. Like production-wise, it's going to be top-notch. Everyone will watch it, and the next day is Miss International, which is like a lukewarm graduation ceremony, which no one's going to care about. So it's such a bad like PR move. Like that's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Noemi, you're going to try to go because you're going to Miss Grand and then Miss International. How are you going to do that? Good luck. Babe.
So I plan on, this is the plan for now. Okay. I haven't purchased the tickets as of yet, but this is the plan. I do have, there is flights leaving after the pageant, after Miss Grand. I just have to find out how far the venue is from the airport in order to be able to do that. Because there's a flight leaving like at 1 o'clock in the morning, which gets me in to Japan.
Oh my God.
Like in the morning, like around 7 in the morning, something like that. Which is perfect because I'd rather get there early. I do have my hotel already reserved in Japan next to the venue where the pageant is going to be held. So, you know, go change and I could just cross over and there's the, you know, there's the venue.
I heard the pageant is going to take place at 10 in the morning in Tokyo, purposely to avoid you.
Right.
That is early.
So I don't get there on time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I told because I was trying to figure everything out because I told Stephen, you put me in a position where you know, I don't even know how I'm going to get there. And I was like, okay, I could take this flight because the Grand will be done by 9 because it's televised. So it needs to be done by 9 o'clock. So, and I could grab the flight that leaves at 1 o'clock in the morning. It will give me time to get to the airport. I just need to know how far is it going to be from the venue to the airport in order to do that. I've done it before, like when Lise gave up her crown, that same, literally after the pageant, I had taken my bags to the pageant. And after the pageant, I got on a taxi and I went directly to the airport because my flight was leaving, you know, also at 1 o'clock in the morning back to the States. So I've done it before. So that's the plan for now, to be able to do that, because I was trying to get a flight like super early, like a 5 o'clock in the morning flight or something like that. But they don't have anything, like nothing is scheduled and everything is like later in the afternoon, which I wouldn't give me time to arrive on time to get ready because the pageant, I think it starts around 5.
Right.
5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So,
well, hopefully they don't have any like hurricanes or typhoons during that time period.
Hopefully not.
Imagine all flights canceled because of Typhoon Ching Ching or Typhoon Ming Ming, you know, like, wow, you know, it's just going to be horrible.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss all the other events, you know, so it's kind of sucks, but anyway.
Okay. So we have our friend Daniela Lee, who is watching from Folsom, California. Hi, Daniela. Congratulations to Ecuador and to the Philippines as well. John Lim, good morning, Madam Sirs. Oh, how respectful. Thank you. Now, who's the madam and who's the sir? Runway Poppy, there was more shade than a Puerto Rican palm tree. Shadiness. Talking about the shadiness of the day after Eugene says, I love MGI. I think we all do. EJ Bell, what do you think of Mr. Supra being held first, then Miss Supra the following day? It would be like a first act before the main act. Yeah, I never thought about that. Would you prefer to have the Mr. first and then end it with Miss? Because I think there's more like climax. There's more interest. The excitement builds up. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's something.
I think that would work.
I think that would work. That's probably something we can recommend to the organization.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
and what's not.
Good.
Yeah.
I actually did not watch the Mr. Supranational because I was so disappointed with the Miss. I actually fell asleep because the Miss ended at 4 a.m. for me in Thailand. And after like watching the Miss, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch Mr. So maybe I'm sure there are a few people like me who, especially living in Asia, where the pageant started at 1 a.m. So I thought like it's not worth my time. So I skipped Mr.
So wait a minute. So how much of Mr. did you watch?
I watched it. I watched it yesterday at night, but I didn't watch it
Oh.
live stream.
You didn't watch the live video, but you finished
Yeah.
Miss, correct?
Yeah, I watched Miss. I watched it completely, and Missed I watched it yesterday night. So yeah,
Okay. All right. So you
I'm ready
watched
for
both.
today. Don't worry.
Well, that's good to know. Okay, so that's that with the national costume pre-tape video and the presentation. I thought, do we know who won the national costume? Does anybody know?
Thailand.
Thailand. Oh, that's right. Thailand. Yeah.
Golden
she was
face.
given, she was given that sash
Yes.
along with Miss Korea, who won for Thailand.
Backstage. Yes.
Backstage. Okay.
Yeah.
Thailand.
Correct.
And Miss Congeniality was Little Miss South Africa. That
Yeah.
little,
So
cute little
cute.
girl. She's so cute. What other awards were given? I think
There's so many, Rafa.
and then the Super Chat, Philippines won Super Chat, and then
Yes.
who won the top model? Was it Zimbabwe?
Yes,
Top
I think it's
model.
enough.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
supermodel was one was about. She is, by the way, gorgeous. She's
Beautiful.
like stunning.
Miss Grand. She should go for Miss
She
Grand.
should go to Miss Grand. A lot of people don't know.
Yes.
She competed in Miss Earth 2022, and she placed in top 8. And she did better in Miss Earth actually than Miss Supra. But nevertheless, she's evolved into this beautiful, stunning, gorgeous young woman. Now let's talk about the reaction videos. Do you guys watch the reaction videos of the girls pretending? You know, if you want Miss Supranational, how would you react? So they give all these different reactions and stuff and everything. And who was one of the funniest? Oh, 2 girls, instead of reacting, they explained. They
Haiti. I forgot the other one.
Yeah, they
Guatemala, I think.
Guatemala. Haiti and Guatemala explained how they would react instead of actually acting
Doing
out
it.
the
Yeah.
reaction.
It
I
was
thought
so strange.
that was hilarious. Maybe just something got lost in translation or something. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. But I think one of the best reactions I saw was, let me see,
the Bahamas.
the
Did you
Bahamas.
forget the Bahamas? She literally collapsed when she was like reacting. It was like so Miss Grand. She literally fell on the floor.
Yeah, she collapsed, and there were 2 girls too who crowned themselves.
That's already been done.
Yeah.
The collapsing has already been done. Okay, so they gotta.
No, you could actually see, like, a person, you can't see his face, just the hands giving the crown to the winner, and she herself would, like, put the crown.
And it was
on her
really bad acting. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
It was very entertaining, I think, and I kind of like that segment. That fun
was cool.
type of videos, because it gives you this is the time for you to, if you're a contestant, to show your personality. And I think they all did a good job. I mean, some of them better than others, but overall it was very enjoyable to watch. Let's see. Paga Polycarpus says Gerhard pinned Ecuador since the very beginning. Do you think that Ecuador the winner had already been determined from the very beginning? You know what? I don't know. This is just another conspiracy theory. Actually, it's not a conspiracy theory, because it was Enrique. Remember? Enrique Fontes of Global Beauties, our friend, who intimated that the reason Ecuador could win was that Ecuador bought the television rights for Miss Supra. And you have the Ecuadorian TV crew watching the show and transmitting the event back to Ecuador. So that's the reason. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. We don't know. But it's a possibility. But nevertheless, Ecuador deserves to win, because she's gorgeous. So the reaction videos were okay. I thought that the first hour of the show was exciting. but it's sort of
Yeah.
like waned down after that because
Yeah.
because it was so flooded with all these stupid entertainment and
Too many.
performance.
Too many
many of them.
commercials.
And
Yeah.
the repetitive cycle of the same commercials over
Yeah.
and over and
Please,
over.
I mean,
Another
I
postcard.
understand they gotta pay the sponsors, but I mean,
Yeah.
seriously.
Well, that's true. Okay, fine. You know what? If I were a sponsor, if I were one of the sponsors of that show, I would probably, I couldn't complain, because
Mhm.
Yes.
it's free, it's airtime, for my business. So we can't
Yeah.
complain. And as we all know, a pageant these days cannot survive without sponsors, correct? You're correct, unless you're a self-made millionaire and you can afford to pay for the entire production. You cannot do a good pageant without sponsors and of course following from support from the pageant fans. So what do you think of the first hour? Do you agree, guys? Do you guys agree with me that it was
Yes.
exciting? And
Yes.
then
Yeah.
It was
went
good.
downhill with
Yeah.
that. Okay, now let's talk about the Supra Global fashion show. Remember the girls, they had to change into all these different outfits to showcase their
Mhm.
personal style and their personality and whatnot. I thought that was also very, very interesting to watch. But some of the girls selected really tacky and outmoded dresses and attires. What was that
I feel
girl?
that could have been
It
taken.
was like, yeah,
Yes.
Panama
Yes.
wore this sundress, this yellow sundress. And I said to myself, that was it? That's not fashionable. That's too common. A lot of women wear sundresses, with that style and that color. Give us something unique, I think Thailand wore a very interesting outfit.
Yeah. I think she wore a green one, right?
A green one,
like,
yes. I thought
asymmetrical dress,
yep. Philippines wore the one with the butterfly sleeves to showcase her
Oh yeah.
culture and stuff, but with short skirt. But overall, I thought some of these styles were very disappointing. So
And Rafa, don't you think this should have been Miss Elegant? Maybe they could have done prior to the finals, because this year there was no Miss Elegant at Miss Supranational. So I thought this could
They
have
used
been
to
like
have-
the Miss Elegant.
yeah, they used to have Miss Elegance, right?
Yeah, but this year there was no Miss Elegant.
I think they could have chosen Zimbabwe too for elegance, because I thought she was like totally elegant.
Yeah. She's
Besides-
great at stage.
Besides
stage
Zimbabwe, I'm thinking maybe I don't know, maybe Brazil. Brazil is also elegant. She's
Yep.
tall and elegant.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Sparkling water commercials. Yes, that was so annoying. So annoying.
Rafa, there is a beverage for Miss Universe. Are you going to watch it? It's happening today in like a few hours from now. Miss Universe beverage.
Beverage. I don't know if
Yes.
I can stand it. Is Conan going to be there? Is she going to?
Yes, it's in
Of
Bangkok.
course. She's not gonna miss it. Are you kidding?
Yeah, but do we know exactly what we're drinking? What's in that water? Does anybody know exactly what's in the water?
Because
I mean,
when
it's
you're
like a
drinking, you
beer.
become a Miss Universe.
Or maybe is it going to turn you into a trans person or something? Who knows?
No,
You
Oh
know?
no.
Are you sure?
no, no.
No, I want a chemist to examine the ingredients, the elements of this water. I want to know exactly, what this water has. I'm not going to drink anything that's just, totally strange to me or something. All right. Now, okay, so after the Supra Global Fashion Show comes the top 24. And this is where, again, the excitement builds up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the funniest part of this segment was Miss
Togo.
Togo. Like, what the hell was
Girl,
that? What
you
was
got
she
some
doing?
nerve.
Ooh,
You got
girl.
some nerve,
That was
my
so
God.
funny. It was so
girl.
funny.
How in the
And
hell?
pretend that she ain't gonna get caught.
How in the world? Did you even hear the word Togo?
But did you not say Poland? It doesn't sound like Togo. The word Poland is like so different.
Well, another one of my conspiracy theories is that she probably heard like, and a few more spots to go.
Oh,
So maybe
okay.
she just
But you did say
understood the word
Poland
to
like
go
really
as
loudly.
Togo.
Okay.
A few more spots to go, and that
I don't
means
think so.
Poland and all the other girls.
Because he did say Poland like very
viewers,
clearly.
what do you think? Why
Have
do
you seen the
struggle with it?
video of her walking to her spot?
No.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen that.
You've seen it, right?
I saw it. I'm gonna see it again.
Okay. I don't think I honestly don't think it was a mistake. I think she walked herself into that,
On purposely, yes. I also
right?
think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, because she was so confident. Like if she was like confused,
Yes.
you would see like, oh, is it me? Like, you know, like you would have the reaction.
Mhm.
It was not that. She went straight to the front.
She
And I
went
was
Yeah,
like,
but you
straight
know
to
what?
that
She wasn't even
Yeah.
smiling. She didn't have
Yeah.
she put on a happy face. She was like very serious.
and she was hiding behind Poland. Did you notice?
As if like, you
Yes.
know, like, did I make a mistake? Did I mishear it?
Yeah.
Standing was right in front of the judges, which I think it was so
Yeah.
dumb. Because if you're gonna do that, then go to the opposite direction when
side,
you're not
yeah.
in front of the judges. So you put yourself right in front of the. I mean, I'm sure the judges
It
were
was
gonna be
funny.
like, "Girl, I did not call you. What you doing there?"
Oh
Like,
my God. I felt so bad for her. I really do, you know.
no,
I don't know, maybe she has
did it on
some hearing
purpose.
difficulty or something, but I
Maybe.
definitely did not hear the word Togo.
No,
Not
No.
at all. Not at all.
nobody heard her. So anyway,
Not at all.
just like
Okay.
Peru, Cameroon, Peru.
Just like
Oh yeah, Mr. Perry walked too, right? I remember
Yeah.
during the
Yeah, but
announcement.
that was honestly a mistake. Like you could
Yeah,
tell
that I
that
understand. Yeah,
I understand, but Togo was not a mistake.
she was confident.
She worked
Okay.
herself.
So let's talk about the top 24. Of course, all of us had our own picks. Okay. I published my top 24 picks on my social media, my Instagram account. And from the very beginning, and even when we did a live chat like last week with Antonio and Lenka, I specifically mentioned that my favorite for the crown was Czech Republic. And what do you know? She did not even make the cut. Okay.
The biggest
I was
surprise
like,
of the night.
the
for
biggest
sure, yeah.
surprise of the night, because
Mhm.
almost every pageant page
Yeah.
had
Had her.
Czech Republic on their list.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
was stunned. So when semifinalist number 23 had been called, one more place spot open, and it was like starting to get word. Czech Republic was not there, and India still was not there. India was always
Yes.
on everybody's
Like,
list, remember?
Rafa, my heart was beating so fast because India was my winner choice and she was not called up to the end. I was like, oh, please. And like the funny thing is I had Czech and India is my top three and neither of them were called. And I was like, please, like India or like Czech. One of them needs to be there. And it was India. So
It was
I was happy India.
Yeah. I think everybody's happy for India because I think she's gorgeous, she's amazing. And, you know, as
Yeah.
usual, Indian girls always,
Beautiful.
you know,
Yep.
Slay.
always are
Mhm.
always slay. They're always very strong, very competitive. So I'm happy for her. So let's go over the list of the girls who actually made top 24. Okay, of course, Zimbabwe
yes.
was expected because when she won the supermodel challenge, automatically it propelled her to the top 24. You have Venezuela. Now, a lot of people had mixed feelings about Venezuela. She's not exactly a drop dead gorgeous Venezuelan girls. I've seen better Venezuelan girls compete in the Supra, but to me, she's very serene. She's very beautiful. I mean, she was just okay. I mean, she was on my list, you know, but she wasn't on my on the top of my list. I mean, she was just okay, but I knew that Venezuela would get in anyway. Of course, Thailand won the Miss
National costume.
national costume, so she automatically. Not only that, but also she won several challenges in the top model.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Top
And-
model of Asia.
Yep, and she's very popular, of course. You know, she also made the cut. I wasn't expecting Spain. Spain, by the way, is one of the youngest girls. She's like 18.
I had her in my top 12.
Did you?
Remember, I was telling you, like, I
And then
think
you changed-
Spain might pull a surprise placement because she speaks English so like fluently, and it's because her mother is British. She's half Spanish and half British. So I think she went to England to study because she has really clear English. And I'm not surprised she made it because in the super chat, when I heard her speak, I was like, oh, like Spain might be 18, but this girl can speak. And I think she will make it. And there we go. She was in the top 24.
Good. South Africa, of course, everybody expected South Africa to make the cut. She's probably the shortest girl in the contest. You know,
With Miss Hong Kong.
With Miss Hong Kong, yeah. I mean, they could be like
Yeah.
sisters. But people are saying, okay, well, height doesn't matter. Height doesn't matter. You know what? In Supra, I think height should matter. I mean, people love South Africa because of her personality. I mean, she won Miss Congeniality for Pete's sake. Everybody loved her. Okay, and she probably had a lot of impact on the judges and also on the staff. So that's why she made the cut. But I didn't think she would, advance further than top 24. Okay, and she did not. Now we also have our hometown girl, Miss Poland.
Oh, she's cute.
No, Miss
Beautiful.
Poland. Yeah, Miss Poland competed in Miss Universe, didn't she? Last time, I'm trying to remember. Did she? Because usually they just crowned the new Miss Poland tonight.
Oh yes.
And then she's competing in Miss Universe in El Salvador and also Miss Supranational next year. So I think this is the thing with Miss Poland. They get to compete twice in Miss Universe and Miss Supranational. So that's why she kind of looks familiar. Yeah, I think she competed in Miss Universe as well.
Okay.
Malaysia originally was
Love
not on my
Malaysia.
list. Malaysia was my number 30. But
Seriously, she was so good. I
she
love
grew
Malaysia.
on me.
She's
Malaysia,
so good.
Malaysia grew on me, especially after I saw her introduction video where she talked about her mom who passed away.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It
thought that was
touched my heart.
it did touch my heart as well. And not only that, but she has a great catwalk. She has a great catwalk. She has a very beautiful face. So I decided to, okay, wait, Malaysia could pull a surprise. So I'm going to include Malaysia. So Indonesia.
Not surprised she made it. She was good in the
Indonesia, she looks like a little girl to me. She has that ingenue look, like very fresh, almost like virgin-like, presence and stuff. But other than that, she really did not give me a huge impact. I mean, she's just a pretty face, but her gown during the evening
That
gown
was amazing.
amazing.
The
Okay,
pink one,
beautiful gown. Another surprise was El Salvador. Did anybody get El Salvador?
I did not have her in my list, so I was surprised. Yeah.
I didn't get El Salvador. Like, where the hell did she come from?
But she placed in Grand as well, and now she placed in Supra.
Oh,
So
okay.
obviously there's something in her personality that really attracts. She's been lucky. She's
Well,
gone to
all I
two
can say
Grand
is that-
Slams.
All I can say is El Salvador stole Czech Republic's spot. Okay.
Yes. Poor
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Watch for all these Salvadoran fans giving me hate mails and stuff. Okay. Curacao. Let's talk about Curacao. Curacao, as you know, won the Continental Queen, like Miss Supranational Caribbean.
Oh,
But she did not even, she was not even in the top 12. In the top 12, you have two Caribbean contestants, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. How come neither one of them won the Continental Queen of the Caribbean
Yeah,
award?
that's surprising.
Why did they give it to
Yeah.
Curacao? Is it rigged?
That's weird.
Do you think
I
it's
thought
rigged?
Puerto Rico should have got that title because she gave a really good speech. Like she talked about her father, right, passing away from HIV and how she became a doctor. I thought that was a really good message, like the speech. So how did Curacao got it? Like I'm still questioning that. Like I'm confused in my mind.
Right, exactly. Because I was like, I was really surprised. I thought it was going to be either at least Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic because they were in the top 12. But I think, I think it was fixed. They already, predetermined the Continental Queen Awards for that matter. But anyway, Curacao deserves it to be in the top 24. I mean, she's pretty. And then we have Colombia again. She was in my top 12, but she dropped in the top 24. I don't know why, but I thought she was beautiful. Although the yellow mustard dress that she wore during the prelims was not her best dress, was not her best choice, I think, not for her skin tone, even though she carried it well. But she has one of the most beautiful faces in the competition. She and the other girl look alike. Is it Peru? Yeah, Peru and Colombia.
Yeah.
They could be twins. They could be sisters, actually.
Sisters.
And then Botswana, another surprise. She was not on my list. Did you have any one of you have our list?
Nope.
She was one of those girls that just came out of nowhere and just propelled all the way to the top 24. Yeah. So people, who are your top 24? Did any of your girls make the cut? Did anyone have all 24 girls on their list?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I had seven
I don't
out,
think so. Not
yeah.
even Mississology or Sash Factor or any of these
Yeah.
websites. No,
Yeah.
they didn't have one. Stephen says we should stop putting our preferred winner at #1 in our hot picks. You know what? That's true, because sometimes what we think is the most beautiful girl in the contest does not always win.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
true.
that for a fact, because I've made horrible predictions. Well, not horrible, but somewhat like disappointing predictions. Like I would vote for such and such because she has the most beautiful face, only to place first runner-up or second runner-up. So I mean, predictions are just we predict.
Predictions are just predictions.
Predictions
I mean,
are
you
just
can't
predictions.
really.
They don't mean anything. They don't necessarily
No,
predetermine
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, it's the judges who decide, and also
Agreed.
the fan vote.
Mhm.
Fungi says it is often based on overall impression. One set of judges may be swayed the strength of the answer, but it appears this year they were not swayed by the answer. Sick and tired of the Pinoys, the Filipinos, quoting pageant rules that do not exist. Plebe, Ecuador not answering the questions, the judges' lack of comprehension. Now they're blaming the judges for not
But the reality is,
not knowing English very well. Yeah.
Okay, I have to say that compared to when she competed in Grand, her English has improved a lot. Okay, honestly, but if you really analyze the top 5 girls, okay, none of them really answered correctly. If you really look at it, if you really analyze like what they were asking, they kind of like, I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know if they didn't listen, they didn't hear the question correctly. I don't know what the hell, but none of them answered the question correctly. So it's kind of like vote you as a judge, then you're voting as per, well, who spoke more eloquently or more secure in their speaking tone, because none of them really answered the questions. It gets to
I
that.
actually disagree with you, because I think like the Miss Philippines actually answered the question, because the question said like, why should we select you, right? Basically, that was the question, to be the next Miss Supranational. And she said, because she has discipline. And I know the question itself was quite shady, because it sounded like because Antonia went to Miss Universe, that now they are changing the rules for the contract for the winner. So for me, I think Miss Philippines answered it because she said discipline and someone who is faithful to the organization. So she will not go to another pageant in case she wins, which is exactly what Antonia did, which she won Supra, but she still went for a bigger pageant. So I think Miss Philippines actually answered the question, and she had a really good delivery. But I do agree that other girls, especially like Ecuador, and like there were a couple of others like Vietnam, who did not answer the question, and maybe they lost in the translation. And I wish they actually used translators like the Mr. did, like Mr. Spain did. So I don't think like those two girls actually answered the questions, especially Ecuador and Vietnam.
Well, Vietnam, her English was extremely limited, and she didn't even have a translator. So I think that was a very unfair advantage for her.
Ecuador?
For Vietnam.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And usually
I didn't understand why she was in the top 5 anyway.
Well,
being that was a factor.
Yeah, to me, that was like a shocker. That place could have gone to I don't know, India or even Zimbabwe or
Peru.
Or Peru or Puerto Rico or whatever. It's just like what happened? So I think again, another conspiracy theory. We all know she advanced to the top 24 because of fan vote, but the fact that she made it all the way to top 10 to me was like what was that? And even a shocker when she made it to the top 5.
Yes.
So I can only think that maybe there was some huge money involved, like some sort of like bribe going on. Maybe the organization received some good money, or maybe Vietnam eventually is putting a bid to host the pageant.
That's
in
possible.
The future.
Yep.
Who knows?
That is possible. Yes.
And they're paving the way, for Vietnam.
Just like Miss Grand.
Well, yeah. So I thought, okay, there was something's very fishy about this.
Yeah, something was off.
So from top 24, moving on to the top 12, we have Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico, I've always liked Puerto Rico. I thought she was very sassy. She's very coquettish, and I really liked it. And she speaks good English very well. And she didn't need a translator. I mean, she spoke fast during the speech, the 20-second speech segment, but nevertheless, people understood her. And then you have.
Oh, I want to add. Can I add something on the speech part quite quickly? A lot of people were posting on TikTok while timing the speech, and I think it was Miss India, and I think a couple of the girls, the gong actually went at 16 seconds. It was not 20 seconds. So I think that was actually quite unfair for some of the girls. I just wanted to point that out, because if there was 20 seconds, the gong should go at 20 seconds, not at 16 or 15 seconds. So I thought that was quite unfair to some of the girls.
Interesting observation. So you really have, well, the challenge, 20 seconds, if you're trying to answer a question that's a little deep, 20 seconds is not enough.
That's not enough. Yeah.
You need
it was a speech,
you
not
need
even
at
an
least
answer.
like 45 seconds or even a minute to be able to express yourself, and then you really have to be able to speak fast. Like Puerto Rico spoke fast, and then, but all the other girls, like Vietnam was struggling, India, I mean, she was speaking the normal way, and some of the other girls, but 20 seconds. And did you notice too, in the Mr. category, the guys had 30 seconds instead of 20 seconds. Go figure.
Actually, there was no speech for Mr. Did you not
No,
notice
the
that?
the Q&A top 5.
Oh, yeah,
They had 30 seconds to respond.
But I think they should have speech for men too, because how is that fair to have for female to have a speech and a Q&A, but for male, there was nothing for top 10. They just had to like walk in, I think, suits.
Because women are judged more harshly than men.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I think it should be fair. Like the treatment should be fairly equal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that explains why, the Miss gets $40,000 compared to the Mr. who only gets $10,000, because the Miss gets to work more. She gets to travel more. She has all these responsibilities compared to a Mr. And pageants cost a lot of money, especially if you're a woman competing, whereas a guy, you don't need a lot of money to spend, you can
just need to have a good body.
You can rent a tuxedo for like $35 or $50 or something. You know what I mean? And you hardly have to wear makeup, so anyway, Maurice says, I hate the sound of the clock clicking. Yes, that was very annoying. That was annoying. Luke says, Vietnam was in the top 5 because she loves Polish food. Come on. Cute, Luke, cute. Runway says, all candidates need to understand that English is the business language and you need to be able to communicate in English. Correcto. We totally agree. Again, that's part of the competition. Even though English is not required, but speaking English has a big advantage over advancing. If you want to advance the competition, you need to be able to express yourself in English. Not necessarily perfectly, but at least you should be able to express yourself as clearly as you could, in English. Carlos Sanchez says, these Filipinos, supposed alleged analysts, will always show preference towards Filipino contestants. Well, you can say the same thing with Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Venezuelans. They always put their girls on top,
Yeah, so that's true.
It just so happens that the majority of the pageant phages are owned and controlled by Filipinos. Jig Graham says, I hated the gong. Yeah. I hated the gong too, but it was funny. All right. Why Miss Ecuador clap her hands while on the headphone? Ooh.
I also noticed that.
Did you hear the question? And
how did she do when it stopped answering? Like, I think Miss Philippines, right? She finished answering. She was clapping while having the headphones, which I thought was quite funny.
And Ecuador was the last girl to respond, correct? I think she was the last one, and she.
Oh, was she the last?
But she spoke. She was one of the last. She spoke in English.
No, she was the 4th one. I think it was Vietnam, the last one, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, but she didn't ask for an interpreter though, did she? Ecuador.
No,
she spoke in English. So I thought that was remarkable. I thought that was amazing that she didn't have to speak English. I mean, speak Spanish. So that's it. And now to the top 12 here: Puerto Rico, Peru, Netherlands. Netherlands was also on my list. I think she's like number 24, but I'm glad that she advanced to the top 12. Interesting, because Netherlands kept tagging me on my Instagram. Every time she would post a picture, she would like always tag me, like critical beauty official, like, girl, why? We're not friends. You know, why do you keep tagging me? Stuff and everything. But you know what? I'm glad that she tagged me, because I was able to examine her more.
She's beautiful.
Beauty.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. Yeah, she has a different, unique type of beauty.
Yeah.
And of course, you have India. Everybody's list, and a lot of people were saying that India was not going to win this year because they already have won twice, in 2014 and 2016. But you know what? Does it really matter? If the girl is amazing, if the girl is outstanding, she could take it all. She could win.
Yeah.
So I really don't think that the fact that India had won twice is irrelevant.
And let's not forget Miss World, Rafa. India has won like 4 years, for like almost 5 years, right, in a row. In the 90s, Miss World. So I don't think it really matters that it's the same country's winning.
You know, whatever. If Julia wants India to win, then fine, go ahead. It's her pageant. You know, she can choose India, whatever she wants. And who knows? Maybe India will win this year again in a home turf. You know. And then Gibraltar, she was not on my list. It doesn't matter whether her mother was a former. Was she a former Miss Gibraltar?
Yes, she was.
Yeah. She could be the Miss World. That really didn't matter to me. I think to me, Gibraltar looked much better on her Photoshop images and Instagram rather than on stage or in person. I mean, she's pretty, but she's not like pretty, beautiful, gorgeous compared to Ecuador or the other girls.
Spain instead, but yeah, she was okay.
Yeah. But I mean, she's okay. She's okay. And then you have Dominican Republic. Was she on my list? Yeah. No. Was she on, no, I don't think so. Oh yeah, she was.
No.
Yeah, she was in the bottom, next to Netherlands, on the bottom of the list. I mean, she's great. She's okay. But I didn't particularly care for a gown that she wore during the prelims. You know, with those two humongous sleeves, like ruffled sleeves with different green, gold colors and stuff. Her face is pretty. She's a little heavy on the bottom, on her bottom side, on her bottom part, but her face is beautiful. And then you have Vietnam. We all know she made it only because of fan vote. And then UK was actually in my top 15, and I was surprised she made it all the way to the top 5. What do you think she made it to the top 5? UK.
Maybe Hans's, because she's really eloquent, and I think her major is in English, which is like a double-edged. So like, if you could do really good, I think it really works. And obviously being fluent in English definitely helped her, because in the Supra chat, I was listening to her, and I'm not being biased because I studied in the UK, but like I was listening to her speak and I thought, this sounds so good. Like her voice was so soft and eloquent, and everything, the way she was delivering her message, for me, I thought, oh, this girl is gonna make it. Maybe not top 5, but top 12. I think like she'll make it at least to the speech round, and she did. And in the end, I think she's the highest placing UK delegate at Supra, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So far, yeah.
So far,
yeah.
She's a 3rd runner-up, right? So yeah. So I'm not really surprised she made it that far. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I preferred Emma's performance at Miss Universe, to be honest. At Supra, for somehow she lacked energy. She didn't have the same amount of energy as she had in Miss Universe. I mean, she's beautiful, she's pretty, but again, I think in this case she's a tad short. I think she's the shortest of the top 5. And again, in Supra, I think height sort of like matters, at least this year. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Yeah, it's just my opinion. But she wasn't. I mean, she's pretty, but she wasn't in my top 5. And then, of course, you have Brazil. Of course, from day one, everybody had Brazil on their top 5, top 3, even potential winner. I thought her performance was flawless. I mean, there were some images, some angles of her face. If the camera zooms on her face, she kind of looks. You can see she's like a little aged. She's old. She's like 32, but she's
the oldest this year.
She kind of looks like much older than that. Maybe because of the bad lighting or the bad makeup. But other than that, she spoke very, very eloquently. I mean, she was very poised. She was very charming, and she had a great stage projection. And I love the fact that she wore pink. She changed her gown from that. I'm sorry, but the preliminary gown that she wore was not made for it. It was black with all these weird cutouts. I always tell the girls that I coach, wear your best evening gown during the preliminaries. Okay, because there's no guarantee that you get to wear your best gown during the finals. What if you don't make the cut? What if you don't advance to the finals, then nobody will see your better gown. Okay, so always wear your better gown. And I think in Brazil's case, she thought that her black gown was the best, and maybe she made a good judgment wearing the black gown, which propelled her to enter the finals. You know, so
I loved the black gown on her. I thought it fit really, really well.
You do it because you're a vampire.
Because I am a vampire and I love black.
Yes,
Naomi, did you train Miss Romania? Because like her national costume was vampire, like Dracula inspired.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, I posted about that on my Instagram. Yeah, that was the most eye-catching costume. Miss Romania. Combination of traditional peasant dress, accessorized, but is humongous vampire bat wings. You know, to pay homage to Dracula, to Count Dracula. You know, so I thought that was cool. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah. So you have Brazil. Brazil, by the way, was a former Miss World 2013.
Yes.
That's she was a finalist. She's been the top 5, top 6. Beautiful. Yeah. And then, of course, Philippines. Philippines competed in Miss Universe Philippines 3 times in a row. She never won, and she's always wanted to compete in Miss Universe. But I guess it wasn't her destiny. But she was awarded the Miss Supranational Philippines, and then she barely had like 2 months to prepare for Poland. And I think she aced it. She did very well.
She's really good,
especially in the speaking part. And of course, we have Ecuador. Everybody knows she competed in Miss Grand. She was first runner-up in 2021. And like what Noemi said, her English at that time wasn't so good. I mean, it was okay, but she was struggling. And I think she used an interpreter when at Miss Grand, I believe. Or did she? I don't remember. Oh, no, I think she spoke English. But I think she spoke English, but she was struggling. But her English tremendously improved at Miss Supra, and you can tell. And I like, even though a lot of people don't like her delivery, I thought she spoke from the heart, and then she was very relatable, and she didn't sound, her speech did not sound memorized at all compared to some of the other girls. Like when I compare Ecuador with Philippines' manner of response, I thought Philippines did a good delivery. She was polished. She was coherent. She didn't stammer. She didn't pause or anything. She was like, she answered in a very smooth way. But maybe some of the judges thought that Miss Philippines' answer was very serious, almost like very diplomatic, very, I don't know, like not relatable compared to Ecuador. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean,
I want to add on that because Miss Philippines, Pauline at least, like she competed in the same pageant for 3 years. That shows her dedication. She's faithful to the organization. And I think because how much passion she had for the title, that I think she was quite serious in that matter. So I actually did not mind that she was going to that direction, because Miss Ecuador, I felt, okay, this might sound a bit offensive, but like the beginning part when she said, oh my God, guys, like I'm so excited to travel the world. Like it sounded like a high school girl. Like I did not take her answer seriously, because the opening line itself, it was so immature. And after that, like the line she said, I did not even like care for it, because the opening itself, it was appalling. It was just,
well, she's like 22.
I think she's quite young.
She's a young girl.
But,
she's 22.
Yeah, but I like her excitement, but I did not like the answer. Like I thought if you're basing, because in beauty pageants, the final answer is so important to detect the winner. So after I heard that line, I thought, this is quite immature. Like, how are you going to pick a winner who's saying, I'm excited to travel the world? Because everyone is. Like, come on, guys. You guys, if we get to travel, yes, that's amazing. But what are you bringing to the table? I think she could have started the answer with that by saying she's a medical student, because I believe she's studying to be a doctor. If she had started with a better opening line, I would have definitely said, okay, Ecuador, you deserve the crown. But she didn't do that. So for me, that automatically kind of like ticked me off.
Either that or the fact that she knew that she was going to win anyway. Or maybe
like, it didn't feel like she was serious. That's my issue.
Yeah, so maybe somebody from the organization had given her a hint. Oh, girl, you're gonna win, so don't worry so much about your answer. You know, because I think the one thing that bothers some pageant fans is that if Supra is focused so much on presentation and modeling and fashion, then communication skills shouldn't be of the utmost importance. Because
and like why put aspirational inspirational as a motto, which clearly means to inspire people, if you're not going to care about the communication skills? Because that's kind of hypocritical. Because if you're going to give so much emphasis on the super chat, but you're not determining that, because Philippines was the winner of super chat, So like, how is the judging done? For me, that was super confusing because I felt Vietnam and Ecuador did not give good answers for especially the final question.
Mhm.
So for me, that was really surprising because Philippines, I thought, in my opinion, gave the best answer. So I understood why she was in the top two, but I think the second best answer was the UK and Brazil following her. So it was like too surprising because if you're going to pick a supermodel, don't have a Q&A. But if you're looking for aspirational, inspirational, you have to mind the Q&A, the answers, the delivery, the communication skills. For me, that's, yeah, it didn't make sense to me.
Mhm. True.
Runway Poppy says, for me, Brazil with the black evening gown looked amazing. I wish she kept that one instead of the pink one. My last two standing would be Ecuador and Brazil. Philippines for me was a normal girl. She's a good speaker, but she doesn't look like a queen. And this is a beauty pageant. Mary says, I was surprised by the Philippines among the top 5 because of the profile wasn't of a Supra, it was more of a top model. Ecuador and Brazil had the size of a Supra. It was Miss on the top model. Philippines for me is an inspirational and aspirational beauty queen. Retro Glamour says communication skills are for when the queens go to events, thinking on their feet and stuff for reporters. Yeah, I mean, fine. We're not saying that Ecuador should not have won because of her, average speaking skills. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that I think this year they were specifically focusing on overall beauty, whereas communication skills is like secondary because
Mhm.
maybe they have a schedule of significant events where the beauty queen's presence is required or needed. And then of course, I mean, if you were going to send your representative to a special event, like let's say the Cannes Film Festival, okay, so they're going to be like tons of paparazzi taking pictures, fashion photographers, modeling agents who are going to be there. I mean, would you rather see a Miss Ecuador or a Miss Philippines or a Miss Brazil? The top 3, any one of those. Who would catch the eye of most of the paparazzi, of the photographers? Ecuador, Philippines, Brazil.
Okay, here's the thing then, Rafa. Like, are you looking for a supermodel or are you looking for a beauty queen? Because there are two different definitions for that. Because a
Yeah.
beauty queen is someone people can actually connect with and be relatable. And that's Miss Philippines, because like I said, she competed in the same pageant 3 times. That shows that failure is not an option. And that could actually motivate other girls. Let's say you haven't won your first state pageant or regional pageant, you can join again, like looking at her as a role model. For me, it's just that if you're going to go for a bigger pageant, like because she was a runner-up at Miss Grand and you went to Miss Supranational, I did not see much growth to her. For me, that was a big issue. Because yeah, she definitely improved her English a little bit, but she kind of looked the same to me. Like, and also her gown, I just didn't like it. The one behind you, I found it really tacky, especially is that Swarovski crystal, like the red one? I just didn't like it. It was too tacky. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Okay, so those were the top 24. And then just before they announced the top 12, they showed a video that says why they should be Miss Supra. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the question that was asked to all the top 12, and they gave all their answers, and that's when they had all the gong and the clock thingy. A former Miss Supranational from India, 2016, was surprised to receive the Icon Award from the organization. She was one of the judges. Her name is, I can't pronounce her first name.
Srinidhi Shetty?
Srinidhi Shetty, Miss Supranational 2016 from India. She was one of the judges, and she was caught by surprise when the announcer announced that the organization we're going to present her with the Icon Award because apparently she's a big star. She's now a big star in Bollywood in India, and she's the epitome of being of an aspirational and inspirational Miss Supranational, and she was so ecstatic to receive the award on stage. And I thought she was amazing. She looked amazing on stage. And of course, Gerhard, the president of Miss Supra, went on stage to personally congratulate her and to give her the award. So that was a one good moment, memorable moment from the show. Retro Glamour says, I'm wondering how fan appreciation is for loyal queens, like queens who return to host for their organization. At Miss World, Megan Young and Vanessa, but for Supra, Valeria and Antonia. As you know, Antonia Porcilled, Miss
She's a Miss
Supranational
Universe.
2019 from Thailand, is now competing at Miss Universe Thailand 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think? Do you think she's going to win?
I think she's gonna win, like especially because I'm in Thailand. I think this is before the final, I was kind of like 50-50, but after the Miss Supra, I think it's a great strategy for her to go for Miss Universe now, because it shows that Supranational is not a big pageant. Because if you're already a big pageant international winner, why would you go for Miss Universe? But clearly she thinks that Miss Universe is in a higher level than Miss Supranational.
Exactly.
And I think she's gonna win because it's a big game, right? Like if you don't win Miss Universe Thailand, you're kind of losing like a losing battle, but I think she'll win based on what she said yesterday. Did you watch the video, Rafa, I sent you?
No,
Like
no.
her keyword, she was so amazing at speaking, and her keyword, I think it was about, what's it, failure? I forgot
Freedom.
the actual
Was it freedom?
Freedom.
Hashtag
And it makes
freedom.
so much sense because she was like contracted by the Supranational for like in 2 years, and now she's free. And I think Antonia is going to win Miss Universe. Yeah.
You know what? This is what I say. If she wins Miss Universe Thailand,
Yeah.
she will be automatically cut off from the Supra family, from the Miss
Good.
Supra family, you know.
Because
And
I like
wondered
Miss
too,
Universe better.
if she wins
Yeah.
Miss Universe, will Supra erase her name from the record book? And
Just
then
like Miss Grand.
that year,
Just like
2019,
Miss Grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
year 2019 will be
It will
blank.
happen.
No winner.
Yeah.
You
It will
know,
happen.
to
Unfortunately.
me, I think it's childish because you can't change history. Why would you want to erase history?
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows that she won Supra 2019, but also if she wins, it's going to be a big slap in the face on
I think she will, Rafa.
on Supra. But
Yeah.
Another question is, will Conan crown a Thai girl who barely speaks Thai, who grew up mostly in Denmark? Okay, very westernized in her manner of speaking and thinking.
Actually, I want to correct that because she did not really grow up much in Denmark. She was born in India.
Oh, really?
She was born in India. I forgot, it's in Mumbai, like somewhere in India. Then she went to Denmark and she did her high school and the further studies in Thailand. So actually, she is quite global citizen. So when people say she was raised abroad, I think like they're missing out that she was raised in different countries, not only in Europe. So I think she is actually a global citizen, so which kind of helps her to interact with, let's say, other people, you know, different languages. So yeah.
Well, you know what? As long as she's fluent in Thai, that's what matters. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're foreign born, if you're half white or half Thai or whatever. As long as you think you will make a good representative of Thailand at Miss Universe, like, hey, what's the problem?
Yeah.
You know? But my favorite, as you know, is Veena Singh.
Veena, yes.
She is the first married contestant at Miss Universe Thailand.
Yes.
As you know, she's gorgeous, she's stunning, she's full-blooded Indian.
Yes.
Was she born in India? She was born in India,
Yeah.
right?
No, she was born in Chiang Mai, this place
Thailand,
in Thailand, and then she went south and she was raised in Bangkok. So she's also quite like I wouldn't say global, but she has lived in different parts of Thailand. So that's why her opening statement, she said she's the very first Thai Indian married woman. And also a lot of people know her because she's done like modeling and beauty pageants in like different places. So she's quite well known in Thailand. Yes.
So it's possible that the judges, or maybe Thailand, is not ready to crown a married woman because there's still a lot of stigma attached to a beauty queen who's supposed to be a miss, yet married. Okay. So look what happened with the Miss Brazil Universe contest 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
One of the most favorite contestants was Miss Goya. She was a married woman.
Yeah.
She's a married woman with a young child. One of the most beautiful girls, but she only made the top 7. She didn't advance further. You know, she didn't win.
Yes.
So maybe Brazil is not ready to crown a married woman. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with South Africa. South Africa has a married woman. Her first name is Jordan. Okay.
She's stunning. Yes, I remember.
Gorgeous.
Blonde hair. Yes.
Gorgeous, tall, blonde, Amazon goddess.
Yes.
But is South Africa ready to crown a married woman? You don't know. We don't know. What do you guys think? Comment below. The appearance of Shrindi Shetty and her awarding, I thought, was the reason they did not advance India.
That was a
Interesting.
big shock. Yeah, India not making top 5.
Joel says, the guy from Pageant Empress is very emotional and pouty. I appreciate the objectivity of the other 2 hosts.
Thank you. I appreciate that comment. Please,
Wow.
more comments like that.
Thank you.
It
Yeah.
just inspires me to like keep going forward. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a very aspirational, inspirational comment. We
There you
thank you
go.
too.
Yes.
We thank you too. You know, guys, please don't be afraid. Don't hesitate to put your honest comment, because we're just having a conversation. We're having a discussion. We're having a chat. If you agree, fine. If you disagree, that's fine. You know. But we draw the line where you personally like hurl insults or offensive things or whatever. That's not a comment. That's you're intentionally hating on somebody. So, but feel free to convey your honesty and your sincere thoughts, you know, with us, please. G. Graham says about Antonia Porcelain, I think she will no longer be recognized as the winner in 2019. Yes. Retro Glamour, I don't think they will disown her because they celebrate their crossover queens. Really? They congratulated Jasmine for winning Miss International. Okay, that's true. Who competed in Miss Supra first, but didn't place. Yeah, you're right. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But Jasmine didn't win Supra. So it's different. It's a different situation, you know. I understand where Gerhard is coming from, in the sense that he wants to keep his pageant winners, those who have won, because the same with international, it's the same situation with international. You sign a contract and you cannot compete in other pageants in 5, you know, after I think it's 5 years. So you're locked into this contract for 5 years afterwards. So, you know, and you understand where, because they want to preserve the winners, the
branding, the integrity, reputation,
the integrity and stuff like that. They don't want to show themselves as a minor pageant, you know. And that's understandable. It's like same as whoever wins Miss World and Miss Universe, you don't see them competing in another pageant.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's true.
Makes sense.
I would be shocked if a former Miss Universe winner would compete in Miss World or Miss Supra.
Yeah, it's like
why would you
already
downgrade, you know?
Yeah,
it's a downgrade. Exactly. You've already hit the pinnacle of pageantry, you know, regardless whether people. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, when you really think about pageantry, the 2 main pageants that have always been and will always be is Miss Universe and Miss World. And everybody else is secondary. We, you know, whether you like it or not, it's just as it is because of the longevity of the institution of these 2 pageants. You know, but you know, we all know that there's certain pageants that want to change that, but it is what it is, you know, and all these girls, whether you like it or not, when they compete in a pageant, they compete to go to Miss Universe. That's their dream, to go to Miss Universe or to Miss World. The other pageants are kind of like secondary, you know, so.
Yeah.
Wasn't Miss Ecuador who said like she's training to go to Miss Universe and she joined Supra just for that, and now she ended up in a long contract with Miss Supranational. So how is she going to go to Miss Universe? Yeah,
she's young, so she could do her whatever, how many years in the contract, and she'll still be young enough to compete in Miss Universe. Because I ultimately Miss Universe will raise their age limit. I feel like they will do that.
You think?
Oh yes.
Well, they better do it soon. They better do it soon because, you know, Miss Philippines, Pauline Amelins competed in Miss Universe Philippines 3 times. And she will have to finish her reign first at Supranational Philippines before she can compete again in Miss Universe Philippines. And that would be 2025. She's like 27 now. She's 27 now. She'll turn 28, I think, in August. So she'll be 29 or more if she competes in Miss Universe Philippines 2025, and she'll be over, you know, age limit by then. So unless Miss Universe increases the age limit now to 31 or to 32, like Supranational did, then
They should.
she'll compete
Yeah.
again, you know.
Yeah, it's all that will ultimately happen. I think it'll happen
Yeah.
after El Salvador. I think that
Mm.
will happen. That it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
I think it
Honestly.
should. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to let a married woman join and like, women with kids, single mothers join, I think why not? Because a lot of women are intelligent, beautiful, still past 30 years old. Like Miss Brazil, look at her. She competed at Miss World when she was in her early 20s, and now she's beautiful, gorgeous, intelligent woman. And why should they not let women past 28 join beauty pageants? I just don't understand the 28 being the age barrier, because I myself am turning 29. If I was a woman, I could not join the Miss Universe. So I would have loved to join Miss Universe. So I think at least like 32, around 32 should be the age limit, like extended
Yeah.
age limit.
But you know
Because
what?
you still look fresh.
Right. But then,
Thank you.
but
Yes.
well, again, I mean, like Miss Spain, Miss Supra Spain, she's 18. Imagine her and Miss Brazil's 32, the last two girls standing. An 18-year-old compared to a 32-year-old woman.
I don't mind.
You don't mind at all?
No,
Okay, so age doesn't matter to you.
no,
No.
no.
Okay. All right. Because I'm thinking about this life experience, maturity
You
level.
could have life experience at 18 and
Yes.
or at 19.
That's true. Yes.
But
Let's
what
not
about
forget Shushmita Sen, Rafa. She was 18 when she won Miss Universe in the 1994.
okay.
And she did an amazing job. She was so mature, so outspoken, and even now she is just a graceful woman. So we cannot say just because she's 18 or 32 that she does not deserve the pageant or the crown. I think it's as long as you are, you finish your studies, you are independent, you are
All set.
confident. I
Okay.
think,
Yeah.
you can win.
Okay.
Sure.
Good. Antonia says, this is not our friend Antonia, it's different. Antonia Capasso says, George looks like Ivan Gunawan, or is it just me? Ivan Gunawan
Which
is
one? Oh, I love Ivan. Thank
is
you.
the national director of
you.
Miss Grand Indonesia.
Yeah, I remember
He
him
has
now.
a
Yeah, he's
lot of
gorgeous.
money. Okay.
Yeah, he's
major
rich. Thank
sponsors.
you.
Yeah, he sponsored the Miss Grand Indonesia pageant and also Miss Grand
Yes.
International that took place in Indonesia. I think his money is from his cosmetics company. I think
Yes.
He has everything. I think he has like
Skincare.
clothing,
He's a-
beauty, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, just like Conan.
Yeah.
It's like a
Mhm.
mega
This is-
millionaire.
Yes.
Is he
Thank
straight?
you.
Is he straight or gay? I've always
He's
wondered.
gay.
He's
He's
gay.
gay. Mhm.
He doesn't look gay.
Well, I'm not going to say. I don't know. I don't want to like out anyone.
I'm kidding. Yeah, he definitely.
doesn't
He's a
look gay.
flaming queen. Okay.
Well, I think that's a compliment. He's gorgeous. Thank you.
He is
So
very
George
good looking.
George
Yes.
loves that compliment. Thank you, Antonio. Jeanette says, Pageant Empress is so on point. I am going to start following your channel. Woohoo!
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
George is an amazing YouTube channel. Pageant Empress, please subscribe. Okay. And of course, please subscribe to my channel. Because if you don't subscribe to the channel, we're not going to have these wonderful, amazing discussions, okay, on pageantry. Runway Poppy says, I do not agree that a married woman has the right to compete in Miss Universe. A single woman cannot compete on a Mrs. Woman pageant. As a pageant contestant, you need to go where you belong, pageant-wise. 100% agree. I'm sorry that some people do not agree with that comment, but I totally agree with that comment with Runway Poppy. There's a reason why we have different categories and stuff. Let's say if we are accepting trans women in traditional pageants for biological women, are we going to accept biological women competing in a trans women pageant?
No, they're not going
It's
to
not
allow
gonna
it.
happen.
No.
They're not going to allow it. So there's a double standard right there,
Yeah.
So I think
Watt spoke about that the other day. They asked him that question
exactly.
in the Philippines,
Mhm.
and he gave the most perfect answer in regards to that. It's like, why do you need to impose? Okay, if another pageant is doing it, it doesn't mean that every other pageant needs to follow suit.
Yes.
Each pageant is its own identity, its own company, and you run it how you want to run it because it's your business.
Right.
So
exactly.
the fact that you want to impose somebody else's beliefs, is kind of ridiculous in that sense. I think that question, it merit the question because it's a topic that is very in right now.
Right.
Because we're dealing with that even in the sports arena.
Yeah.
accepting trans sports figures,
Trans
etc.
athletes.
Yeah.
But now what said it perfectly, he's like, at the end of the day, it's his pageant. He wants single women. He wants them, women born a woman, and that's how he wants it. And period. And you have to respect that. If people are all over him because they don't want, he's transphobic or whatever, because he doesn't want to accept trans women. Listen, nobody needs to accept anything, and they don't want to. If it's not what they want, they don't need to accept it, period. And that's what you need to respect, people's decisions, and period. And I don't understand why you have to push that agenda on a pageant that is doing extremely well the way it's running right now.
Yeah, because if he
Very
starts
well.
accepting trans women, it's just going to ruin the brand.
It's going to ruin brand.
Yeah, it's just going to ruin the contest. It's going to be a big turnoff to a lot of people.
Oof.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, because I think I thought it was very brave to have said that. And one of the reasons I admire Nawat is because he speaks his mind. He doesn't have any filter like me. I mean, that's why, I love him, because he speaks his mind, and he doesn't care about the backlash or the barrage of hate comments, because he's used to it. He has a fairly thick skin. Well, most of the time he has a fairly thick skin. But other than that, he speaks the truth. And that word transphobic is being thrown in.
Exactly.
Just like racists. Oh, you're racist. Oh, you're sexist. Or you're homophobe. Or you're transphobe. It's so stupid. It's so silly. If you're a straight man and if you refuse to date a trans woman, they're going to automatically call you a transphobe.
I think it all depends on individual.
Oh, you're a transphobic. You hate trans women. You don't want to date trans women. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, because let's say we're talking about Miss Universe, right? Which accept trans women, married women, single mother. It's their, that's the direction they want to go. They want to be inclusive acceptance, which I think is amazing. Personally, I appreciate that. But let's say Miss International, Miss World, they don't allow that, right? Trans women are not allowed to compete in those pageants.
Well,
and I respect that too. I think we as human beings, we should be accepting of different people's views and opinions. Just like here in this chat, I'm not agreeing with everything you guys are saying, but you're respecting my opinions too, because despite we have our differences, I think we should be able to accept that, yes, you may agree with certain topics, I may not agree with it, but it's okay. But we should not be slamming that owner or the pageant just because they have a different views. I think that's unacceptable.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's what a private business is all about. As a private company, you establish your own rules. If you don't like the rules, then go on to the next business.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. Why India won back-to-back Miss Supranational Asia? Oh, did they?
Yes, they did. I think for 3 years they did.
But they did not enter the top 5. Does the organization allow Indians speak? Because they could have won.
They're good at speaking, that's why.
They're good at speaking, yeah.
Retro Glamour says, remember when Steffi Stegman, Miss Supra 2015 of Paraguay, almost represented her country at Miss Universe? She did not, because the Universe organization was making her pay the license fee, but there was no fuss from Supra. I barely remember that part. I read somewhere that the reason why she was not able to represent Paraguay at Miss Universe is because her national director at that time for Miss Universe Paraguay wanted her to pay the franchise fee herself. Like, hello,
That's expensive.
It is very expensive. I mean, you want me to go, but yet you want me to pay for the franchise fee. I don't think that's fair. Diamond says, I think 38 years should be the age limit. 38-year-old woman competing with an 18 or 17-year-old girl. Again, life experience, education experience, level of maturity. I mean, to me, that's like a big difference now. Amelia Vega was 18. Zuleika Rivera was I think
Yes.
18 too.
18.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lupita Jones was 18. No, Lupita was in her early 20s, I think, when they won Miss Universe. I agree with Rafa regarding Philippines' answer was great, but political and serious compared to Ecuador's answer, which I thought had warmth and authenticity, which the winning answer was based on. Exactly. Ecuador's answer was more authentic than the Philippines' answer. If you were to attend a pageant, which one would it be? Supra, Universe, World, or Grand International? If they all happen in on the same weekend?
Not
To
the
go
same weekend.
pageant.
I was
Ah,
thinking like
Go
hopping. Like,
hopping.
but can you even do that? I don't know.
well, Miss Supernatural did. She was in Miss Grand first. And now she's the winner of Miss Supra.
Well, Supra is in Poland, Universe is in El Salvador, World is in India, and Grand is in Vietnam.
Vietnam,
So
yeah.
you will have to. I mean, I really wish you had our own critical beauty private jet that we can just fly and then travel to all these places. But if I were to choose one pageant, I would probably go to World, only because I have not been to India. I've never been to Vietnam either. But I don't know. In Vietnam, I don't know. Where would you guys go, George? George, where would you go?
I'll go to Miss Grand. Like, that's not even a question.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go to whichever pageant that is fun, exciting, and is memorable. Because I'm a pageant fan, and I'm not going to go to a pageant just to fall asleep. Like, no offense to the Miss International, but even watching 10 minutes of the introduction, the national costume, which is so long, I did not even watch it. I literally stopped the video because it was so boring. So I'm going to go to whichever excites me, and I'm going to have fun because I have a lot of friends in Vietnam and Indonesia. They're all going there supporting the Miss Grand delegates. So yeah, going wherever it's fun. It's like a party. So Miss Grand, no question.
Noemi, where would you go? Grand as well?
Yes, I'm going to Grand. I would love to go to El Salvador just because El Salvador has gone through its transition as a country, and I would love to see that. But it's the first pageant where Hunan is really involved in.
Oh yeah,
That's
So I
true.
think
That's
it's going to
true.
be really different than what I experienced, God forbid, in New Orleans.
Mhm.
But I'm going to Grand. I got to support my girl, and
Yes.
whoever wins on the 20th, and we're going to make history, and that's what we're doing.
There you go. As you know, Cuba won Miss Grand International 2014.
Mm-hmm.
14. Liz Garcia bought the franchise for Cuba, and Noemi is you're the chief operation officer, COO,
Mm-hmm.
and Liz is the national director. You used to be the national director, but you got promoted to COO. Okay, so the Miss Grand Cuba, the first ever Miss Grand Cuba contest will take place in Tampa on August 20th. So we're all really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's
because
going to be held live on Grand TV.
Woohoo!
Perfect.
Imagine that. Woohoo! Yes. Can't wait. Are there any more information that you want to share us? Like who's going to host and all that stuff?
Well, our friend
Is it going to be a
Louise.
secret? Is it going to be a secret?
No, our friend Louise that placed top 20.
No way.
Yes.
See, Louise Portales, Mr. Supranational Canada 2020,
Canada
who made the
will
top
be
20.
our host.
Will
Amazing.
be hosting Miss Grand Cuba. And as you know, Luis is Cuban himself. He was born and raised in Cuba, and he emigrated to Canada when he was a teenager. And he represented Canada at Mr. Supranational, and he made the top 20. So we were all happy for him. And he made history as the first pageant blogger to compete in a Mr.
The
pageant.
doors he has
Mr.
opened.
stage.
Yes.
So there you go. We're announcing right now, Luis Portales, if you're watching, we can't wait to see you host Miss Grand Cuba 2023 on August 20th.
Amazing.
I'm sure it's going to be amazeballs. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that answers your question about your glamour. That's like a mom competing with her daughter. Yeah, the age difference, 18 to 38, is like a mother competing with her daughter. I agree. You should add Danny Walker to this chat. Danny Walker It was a former Miss Montana USA 2020, I believe. And she has her own YouTube channel where she talks about pageants and she analyzes pageants like and everything. I actually reached out to her, but she never really acknowledged my response. I mean, my email. So maybe she's just too busy or she just doesn't care. Jenna says, I'd rather go to either Grand or Supra. Elmo, how do you define authenticity in an answer in beauty pageant? Because I think it is that look like few people are judging Pauline's answer as not authentic. Only a few people are judging Pauline's answer as not authentic. Yeah, well, authentic meaning you can actually tell the difference between the delivery between Philippines, who is kind of like more diplomatic, more formal, as opposed to Ecuador, which is her response did not sound rehearsed or memorized at all. It just came out natural from her heart. And that's why I think the judges thought that it was more authentic. They could identify with her answer than that of the Philippines, you know. I mean, either way, Philippines could have won, but then again, you have the other elements, like, you know, who would look better on the red carpet doing important events, who would attract more attention, who would attract more sponsors.
I
Because,
think
again, it's business.
I think like actually Pauline will attract more attention because let's not forget the Philippines has a huge pageant community. If you want sponsors, Philippines is the way to go. Because I don't think Ecuador has that much, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think like lucratively, I don't think they have a big pageant market. And if you want a big pageant community, I think this year would have been the year that they could have crowned the Philippines, because Pauline has a huge fan following. And for a pageant, it's about business, right? Like what Mr. Nawat always says. So if you want business, I think Pauline should have been the rightful winner. Sure, Ecuador is beautiful, but just beauty alone is not enough. At least for me, I am looking for brains too. That should come with it, because sure, she could look great in the red carpet, but the moment you open your mouth, if you're not attractive to listen to, I'm not going to listen to you. And I think that's I keep saying, beauty queen needs to be like the logo, aspirational, inspirational. That element should also be taken into the winning, the crowning the winner, not just the look. Because I'm hearing a lot of, oh, she's beautiful, she's beautiful. Yes, so are the other girls. So are the 65 of them are equally beautiful, but we should also put what else is there. What else is she bringing to the table? Which I think is Pauline bringing. That's what I think, like marketability. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Elmo says, I believe authenticity is when you speak from your heart. And I think Pauline did speak from heart. Yeah, be that as it may, eventually it boils down to who the judges preferred. Mauricia says, Danny Walker was Miss Montana USA 2018. Thank you for that information. EJ says, did you say Tampa and not Havana? Yeah, Tampa, Florida.
Florida. The reason why, for those who still live under a rock, okay, in Cuba is not permitted because of the government, which is, you know, extremely communist, okay? It's still a communist country, does not allow or permit pageants. That is why none of the girls come out of Cuba. We don't do pageants in Cuba. It is not allowed. So therefore, we have to basically do the pageant in Tampa, Florida. For those who don't know, not only Cubans live in Miami, there is a large Cuban community in Tampa as well.
Yes. I hope that explains everything, EJ. For Noemi, the MGI venue is only 15 minutes away from the airport.
Okay, thank you for that information.
Thanks for that information, much appreciated. Okay, Luke says it might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think pageants should increase the age limit. An age limit in beauty pageants ensures fair competition by minimizing differences in physical attributes, life experiences, and maturity levels among participants, while also allowing pageants to tailor their focus, themes, and opportunities to specific age groups. You know what? I 100% totally agree. I 100% totally agree. But if I were to own my pageant, I would definitely have an age limit. Like an ideal for me would be 18 to 26. That's it. Cutoff age is 26. To me, if you're over 26, you're old. go compete in the Ms.
Rafa just said all of us are old now, Rafa.
Oh,
That
for
was not nice.
Oh, did I offend you? I'm sorry. See, but
We're
with
still
men,
young. Look at Naomi's face. She's beautiful. She's still got it. We don't do
no,
that.
I'm talking about you, George. You're 29, so.
Yes.
But you know what? Men age differently than women. Men age differently than women. Look at the guys. They're like the oldest is what, 33, 34 in
I
Supra?
think 33.
33,
I think
yeah.
it's Korea. Korea is 33, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there's still hope for you, George. Why, do you want to compete in a male pageant? I can be one of your sponsors if you want. Which pageant would you be interested
I
in
was
competing in?
thinking, if they have like a male version of Miss Grand, I'd probably go to that one. I think I'm more suitable for Mr. Grand, if
But
they
there
have
is-
one.
But they have two versions of Mr. Grand International. You didn't know that? One is the
No.
Filipino version, and one is the Brazilian version. But I think it's the Filipino version is the one that's actually taking off. Yeah.
Oh, I'm enjoying that one then. It's closer to home anyway, so yeah. More relevant, than traveling all the way to Brazil.
Are you serious? I mean, do you want me to contact the Mr. Grand International Organization? I don't know. I don't know if they have a,
No,
I don't know if they have a
kidding.
Thai director already. Are you kidding? Or are you
No.
serious now?
I need to be fit for that. I'm not ready for it yet. Maybe like in 2
Okay.
years from now.
But let me know because I can be your national director and I'm going to work you to death. Okay, I'm going to be very, very strict. Very, very strict. I'm going to call you at least 12 times a day to
But
check
at least
on
he'll
you.
do really well in Q&A.
Yeah, for
Q&A, he's
sure.
gonna be doing super well.
Definitely. He's going to ace everything, all the communication stuff. Mark Anthony says, serious talk, Supranational should just remove the super chat challenge and Q&A. It will help shorten the airtime because speaking skills is useless anyway. Well, yeah. What do you need? I mean, what do you need? As long as you know basic English, as long as you know how to call the emergency like 911, please, somebody broke in my house trying to steal my crown and my sash. Please help, send help. As long as you can say that in perfect English, you're fine. That's all you need, you know. On point, Pageant Empress. On point. Yeah, honey, George, they love you. Damn right, Pageant Princess. Yeah, please subscribe to George's channel. He's doing amazing job. Javier says, believe me, Ecuador is a very intelligent woman, super intelligent. Yeah, I think all the women who competed were all smart, were educated, were very intelligent, very eloquent in their own way. Antonio Capasso says, I think Nadia Ferreira could still do well in Miss Universe if she was pregnant. Nadia Ferreira was first runner-up at Miss Universe 2021.
Oh, she don't need a crown anymore. She's married
Yeah,
with Mark
she's
Anthony.
married to a millionaire.
She's happy.
She's married to a
Yes.
millionaire. She don't
she's
need
married-
no crown.
You know, she could even buy the crown herself if she wants to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She can
At
buy
this point.
she can buy the
Yep.
Miss Universe organization from Conan, you know, with all
There
that
you go.
money, you know.
Yeah.
So
that's
yeah.
true.
No, I think Nadia is happy where she is.
She's happy.
Probably.
Isn't Miss Earth Pageant also in Vietnam this year? Yes, Miss Earth Pageant is going to be held in Vietnam this year. I'm not sure exactly what, is it October? I forget. October, November? I forget.
Sure.
But there's going to be two big pageants going. It's the second time Vietnam is hosting Miss Earth. Antonio Capasso, Rafa, why is Ko not on anymore? Is it because she doesn't support Miss Grand? Ko Fanasa is our good friend from Thailand. She has her own channel, Ko Fanasa on Instagram and KP1 Worldwide. She's just been very busy. I asked her at one point, and she does a lot of interviews. She interviews a lot of pageant contenders from different countries and whatnot. So she has been very busy. And yes, she stopped supporting Miss Grand, I think, because I don't think she agrees anymore with Nawat's policies or something. Even more so now that he said that he would not accept trans women in his pageant because, you know, Ko is an openly lesbian person. And maybe that's one of the reasons why. Who knows? But I'll ask her just to make sure. Ecuador may not have the best answer, but she was speaking from the heart. Some of y'all are making her out to be a bubblehead imbecile. She's not. We're
I
sorry.
don't think any of us are saying
No,
I
no,
don't
no, I
think
don't think
so.
so. No, she's not an imbecile. I mean, if she were an imbecile, she wouldn't have gone this far. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
she was great in super chats, you know, so. All right. So I think we applaud, we all agree that Ecuador is going to be a wonderful, amazing Miss Supranational. And that, that video, okay, the continental winners. So we know that Curacao won the Americas, Gibraltar won Europe,
Mhm.
Yes.
Zimbabwe won Africa,
Mhm.
India won Asia, and Peru won the Americas.
Americans.
Yes.
I think it was all wonderful. I think every girl deserved that continental crown. Now, before crowning, we see Lalela Mswane, the outgoing Miss Supranational, coming out on stage, not wearing her sash, but her crown, which is wearing this beautiful black number, this beautiful black dress. Okay. And she got emotional. But before she walked, they showed a pre-taped video of her actually saying her farewell speech. And I thought that was very touching. I think she got teary-eyed, you know, when she was speaking. So I thought that was very, very moving. And then, of course, she walks out of the stage looking gorgeous, looking elegant. I mean, she hasn't changed. She looked exactly the same as she won from last year.
Exactly the same, but with a worse dress. That's what I thought. Because I think she looked so much better in the previous year. I love, especially the prelim gown, the one with the fringes, the purple, like it was so good. And she came out in like a basic black dress. It had nothing to, like, it did nothing to her. She's such a stunning woman. I expected her to wear like an elaborate, maybe, you know, like Naomi Campbell type of dress, like a couture dress, because South Africa is known for talented designers. Have you seen Miss South Africa, Rafa? They have amazing designers.
They do,
and like the outfits they wear, it's amazing. But she wore like a black dress, and I thought this is not a type of dress you wear for a farewell. I don't know if it was just me, but I thought it was very understated. I would have wore something like bigger, like something to make an impact, because this is the last moment she's saying like a goodbye to the fans, right? Like at least the global audience.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, so the final results. Fourth runner-up is Vietnam. Did you see Lalela's facial expression?
Yes, it's going viral.
When she gave the bouquet and the crown to Vietnam, there was like close-up of her cheek to cheek and stuff and everything. And I put that on my Instagram account, the video. I thought it was hilarious. Like as if you couldn't tell whether she was happy or disappointed. Or I think almost like she was like bordering on disappointment. She was surprised. Girl, you know, you didn't deserve to be in the top 5, not even top 10. What are you doing here? Okay. So that was the interpretation that I got from her face. And then third runner-up is the UK. It was expected. Second runner-up is, so there are 3 girls left. Brazil was in the center between Philippines and Ecuador. And I knew from that moment that Brazil was going to be second runner-up. Okay. As you know, or some of you may not know, that our good friend Enrique Fontes, who is the CEO of Global Beauties, is also the national director of Miss Brazil, of Miss Supra Brazil and Miss Grand Brazil. Okay.
Love him. Yes.
We all love, we don't, okay, how am I going to put this way? I think some of you who may have this perception that Global Beauties is biased or prejudiced.
No.
Certain countries. Let me tell you, the answer to that is no. Okay. Why? Because like George, me, Noemi, and other pageant analysts and pageant experts, we constantly get invitations from Enrique Fontes of Global Beauties to judge his mini contest, his sub contest. You know, who do you think is the best in swimsuit? Who do you think is the best in evening gown, etc. So we all put our own input, our own preferences. Whoever gets the most votes from us judges, from us digital judges, those are the choices for Global Beauties. So I think we need to stop thinking that Global Beauties is not fair, or it's biased towards Brazilian or towards certain specific countries. It's not true.
And also, can I add something to that, Rafa? Because let's not forget there's not even one Brazilian judge in the panel of the judges. Like every time we vote, it's just us. Like it's never Henrique. He never votes. He never actually gives his voting. So it's actually fair because we, the international pageant, I will not call expert, like analysts, commentators. We're actually giving our own preferences.
Mhm.
And sometimes it might align together, but usually it does not. If you see the actual list, most of them are giving like 10 to one country and 0 to other countries. That might be like other person's number one pick. So I think it's absolutely fair.
Right. And not only that, when we selected our own top 5, we were not allowed to vote for our own countries.
That too, yes.
So you can't be any more fair than that. You cannot vote for your own country. Okay, that goes to show you that Global Beauty is fair. It's totally objective and stuff and everything. Whereas the other pageant pages, I don't know, they tend to vote for the contestant of their own countries. So
They're more fanatics than
yeah, they're all fanatics. They're not really, and a lot of these pageant fans page are run by fans who have not even attended any physical pageant,
any pageant,
much less worked with a contestant or coached a contestant. They're all armchair, they're all keyboard pageant pages. Okay, so they're working behind anonymous accounts, anonymous names, and they keep bashing and hating on other people and whatnot. So, but when you compare these pageant pages with Global Beauties, who basically consist of real critical pageant experts and coaches and national directors, whom do you trust? So, Elmo says, it was my first time to watch pageant. I feel bad that they just judge physical beauty alone. I love a woman who can intellectually communicate with me. Therefore, I should not be watching Supra. What? No, watch Supra.
I'm the last one, no, but watch other pageants.
There's other pageants.
Yeah, exactly. But the speaking part is just one segment. It's just one.
Exactly.
Supra is mostly entertainment, fashion show, Victoria's Secret stuff, evening gowns, global fashion and whatnot, entertainment. So yeah, it's probably the most entertaining pageant to watch after Miss Grand, obviously.
After Miss Grand.
It's Miss Grand. There's never a dull moment with Miss Grand.
Never.
Yes. Mauricia, Lalela had Lalela had a Zuleika Rivera bad attitude. Did you notice that? You mean when she tried to congratulate Vietnam because of that sour face that she produced? I don't know. Maybe it's her time of the month. Who knows? Elmo says, thank you guys. You are all awesome with great ideas. I never thought I will enjoy this. This is my first time to join like this. Yeah, Elmo, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, because we're going to have more chats. The rest of the year, it's pageant season. Okay, so we're going to be talking more about pageants, and I'm going to try to invite more guests to chat with us. Frank says, Rafa always has great guests during these live chats. Thank you. Yes, I select nothing but the best, okay, to join this group chat. So, Antonio says, Lalela's face was saying, quote, get this peasant off of me.
Oh my gosh.
Antonio, that's hilarious. That's funny. Okay, that might sound offensive to Vietnamese fans, Antonio.
Yeah.
So just be very careful what you say, okay? So, but I thought that was hilarious. Okay, so that was overall. I thought the show was too long. It was like over 3 hours. Okay, over 3 hours, and there were just too many commercials that kept repeating. It was like a vicious loop of commercials, promos to promote Malolowska, Poland. And if I saw one more video
of the cheese and water
of Malolowska, whatever, of Malolowska.
I don't even want to eat their cheese when I go over there. I'm so over it.
City.
I'm so like, whatever I sound like, I'm not going to Malopolska after this. Like, that's literally one place I'm not going to visit.
I'm so Malopolska out. Okay. I mean, do you think they will eventually take the pageant elsewhere besides Poland?
I hope so.
The only time they held it outside Poland was in Belarus at one point, I think.
Oh, Belarus is near Poland, isn't it?
It's the neighboring country. The neighboring country. And then they did some segment. I said the swimwear, I think, or the evening gown, or whatever activity. They went to the Czech Republic, and Slovakia to do some filming. But eventually the venue, the final show was held back in Malopolska. But I think they should make an effort to hold the pageant elsewhere.
Yes, agreed.
Maybe in the
Different
Ukraine, who knows?
Maybe
Ukraine.
in Asia. How about Asia? Like Asian countries love pageants. Like
Yeah,
look at
well,
Miss,
speaking of Asia, how many Southeast Asian countries made the top 24?
I
this
believe
year?
4, if I'm not wrong. 4, right? Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, and Vietnam. Oh, 5, sorry.
5.
Vietnam, 5.
5, yes.
Which is funny because they only had 6 from Southeast Asia.
Well, Cambodia did not make it. I felt bad for Cambodia, but it would be nice if Cambodia had made it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So do you agree with me? The show was too long.
Yes.
It was too long. Not
was too
especially the
Too many
performances.
commercials, too long.
Yeah, like the performances was dragging so long, and I'm not sure about you guys, but like I was watching at like a really late time. I'm usually like sleep by like 1 o'clock, but the pageant started at 1, and I was like, I think it was 3 o'clock, and they did not even announce the top 5 yet. I thought, oh my god, should I sleep? Like, I don't know if it's worth me just watching the whole thing, and I actually watched until the end. It was like 5 o'clock for me by the time I went to bed. So I was like, it's too long, guys. Come on, it should be around 2 hours. International pageant,
Max.
like Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 hours max.
I
Get
totally
everything
agree.
done.
No one has time to watch a long pageant. Like we have things to do.
Well,
Exactly.
the longer the pageant, the better it is business-wise, because remember, it's being shown on YouTube. And the more views you have, that means more money, more income, more revenue coming. So that's why you have all these commercials in between, etc. It's the same thing with Miss Grand. Remember, Miss Grand was like almost 4 hours because it was so filled with commercials and
But it was not boring, Rafa. It was fun. Like I didn't even mind watching like some of the commercials because they actually incorporated the contestants into it, which I thought was quite fun. They should do more of that in other pageants.
I think they should.
And also don't forget the winner actually performs in the opening. For me, that's like the best moment.
That's
like,
right.
They actually use the winner properly, like incorporating them in some kind of performance. I think that is so fun to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they used to do that in the olden days. Remember with Miss Universe?
Yeah.
They would always involve
did
the outgoing winner. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they would always
that's
have
amazing.
her do production numbers and stuff with the contestants.
They should do more. Yes. Yes.
What national pageants are you guys most excited for?
MUT.
Well, South Africa is going to be held in August, next August. So I have my favorite. My favorite is Natasha Joubert, the current Miss Universe South Africa in 2020, who did not make the cut. And she decided to come back 2 years later. And man, have you guys seen, go to her Instagram account. Yes. She posted on her story this amazing bikini shot she's in the Mauritius. They're doing some shoots in the Mauritius. But man, girl, she is stunning, vavavoom sexy. And she's far better looking this year when she competed in Miss Universe.
Than before, yeah.
And I'm crossing my fingers that she's gonna win. The other girl is Jordan, the married woman, the tall blonde woman.
Yes.
But like what I said earlier, I don't think South Africa is ready to crown.
And here's the thing, Rafa, because the winner doesn't have to go to Miss Universe, right? So let's say if Natasha wins Miss South Africa, she can either be just Miss South Africa or she could go to Miss World. And she has other options. Or Miss Supranational. I think they have Supra too, right?
Supranational or Miss World. Yes.
Miss World, sorry. Yes.
Yes.
And the runner-up, if the Jordan becomes a runner-up, she could still go to Miss Universe. That's how I see it. It's a win-win situation.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I think Natasha Joubert will win and she should win.
Should win. Yeah.
Thailand or the Philippines should host Miss Grand International or Miss Supranational. Yeah. Both countries have.
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon. But those are the two. I think those are the two top countries to host, either Thailand or the Philippines, because pageants happen all the time, tons of sponsorship, etc. When it's going to be Miss Universe is in November 18th or December 3rd. I think it's going to be in December. That's what I heard, because the presidential elections in El Salvador are going to be held on February 4th. Well, the pageant will be over soon, so by then. So I think it's December. Hopefully, like a week, or usually they would hold it like a week before Christmas, or at least 2 weeks before Christmas. I think it's going to be in December, but there's no venue. There's no official announcement, no venue yet. We don't know exactly the date, etc. Retro Glamour says Miss South Africa lost the Miss World license. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Rena, our friend Rena Hendricks talked about it. Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe because they wanted to, oh, they offered it to somebody else, another South African woman. I think they want a separate pageant, I think. Miss World South Africa. That's why. Okay. Enough of Miss Supranational. Move on to Mr. Supranational 2023 was held the next day. And where was it held? In Malopolska, Poland. Where else? Okay. I like the opening number because you see the guys dancing to vintage rock music, like the jailhouse rock. I thought it was, they had a lot of energy and enthusiasm. They were able to showcase their personality, you know, in their different outfits and dance movements, etc. A lot of the guys were very athletic. I think one did a somersault or something. Was it Greece? Poland, yeah, Poland, yeah. Yeah, so I thought that was very, very exciting. So a lot of testosterone in one stage in one evening. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of masculine, manly energy. Okay, so I thought it was a good show. Again, Joanne Strauss, former Miss South Africa 2001, and Martin Fitch rather came back to judge as to co-host. Oh, so that's good. The judges, of course, included this time the newly crowned Miss Supranational 2023 from Ecuador. To me, I think that's, I don't know if that's necessarily good for a newly crowned queen to judge, because
but she's just sitting there looking pretty. I'm sure she's not even judging, girl.
Yeah, but did she even have a chance to see the video, the super chats of the guys?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
She's just sitting there being a trophy.
She's like a decoration, yeah.
Yeah, decoration.
Like a decoration. And then the other judges mostly consisted of Polish people. Like there's one guy, I think his first name is Robert. He wears his funny glasses, thick white frame glasses. I think that's his trademark. Like white glasses and stuff and everything. And then you have Gerhard, of course, the CEO. He's always there. There was no Andre Sleigh because he's back home taking care of his broken knee, broken ankle. Who else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, those are the significant judges. And then after that, after the introduction of the judges, you have the guys coming back on stage wearing their flags, wearing casual clothing, and then with the flags of the countries draped over the shoulders. Again, I thought that was very exciting, very colorful. Again, it showcased their personality and whatnot. It was just very, very celebratory. That's the word I'm looking for. Very, very celebratory atmosphere. After that, I think it was followed. Oh, they showed a video of the guys defining their concept of what being masculine is all about, like the theme of masculinity. And I thought that was very interesting. They have a different notion of masculinity. I don't remember any of them mentioning that it's okay to cry. It's okay to be masculine if you cry. None of the emotional stuff. Everybody talk about responsibility. You have to work hard. You have to be the breadwinner of the family. You have to be strong, blah, blah, blah. The traditional male masculine characteristics, but nobody mentioned about crying, getting emotional, very dramatic and stuff and everything. I was like, funny. So what do you think of the opening? Do you guys
I liked it.
like the opening?
It was nice.
I liked it. I thought the show ran. I felt it ran better than the Miss. I felt it ran more faster, I guess, because they had so many opening numbers. They have a lot of opening numbers for the guys, more than the girls.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Frank says the Mr. competition was much easier to predict. I got 9 out of the top 10. Only one I missed was Netherlands. I had Poland instead. Okay. I mean, we all have different predictions, I think. You know what? I think I did better. In the Miss category, I had 19 out of 24. I think that was my best prediction so far this year. Yeah, but I did worse, much worse in Mr. So yeah, it was
Mine's
great.
the opposite. Like
Yeah,
I
the
had more
opposite.
Mr. Yeah, like actually almost all of the guys I had in my top five made to the top five, so I was not complaining. And like I always say, like for Mr., I know this might sound a bit funny, but I think male pageants, a lot of us are just going there to see eye candy. So I was not complaining, seeing all the hot guys with short topless and wearing shorts. But I would have to comment on the shorts. Why are they wearing shorts when the female are wearing swimsuits? For me, that was a kind of didn't
Yeah,
make much sense.
that
If you're
was
going to make like,
disappointing.
yeah, and it was a bit, and also the dancing in shorts for me was a bit like awkward. Like I didn't mind them dancing at the actual flag and the other parts, but in the shorts it kind of looked funny because the camera was panning so fast on some of the guys that
Oh,
I didn't. Oh, cute.
is that who's that? Who's
This
that
is
cutie?
Tina.
Hi, Tina. It's Miss
Hello.
Supranational dog.
Yeah,
Hi, Tina.
So
Hi, cutie.
this
cute.
is my rescue.
Oh, so
Cute.
pretty.
My rescue. That's my
So
baby.
cute. Yeah, my dog is a rescue. We love rescue dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you want to
So,
adopt
yeah.
a dog, guys, please
Yes.
do not
Go
shop.
to your local
Go to your
rescue.
Yes.
local rescue or local animal shelter. Okay. We don't need more breeders because there's so many
Agreed.
millions of animals living in shelters, and some of them, a lot of them are mistreated, abandoned by their irresponsible
Mhm.
parents and whatnot.
Yep.
So please adopt, don't shop. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the Mr. Okay, so to a lot of us, the Mr. was more predictable than the
Yep.
Miss. To a certain degree, yes. To a certain degree, yes. Oh, we have a beautiful comment from Jeff Echano. Laughing emoticon, Rafa, all in caps. Rafa, you're an idiot and delusional. Same with all the supporters of Ecuador. Ha ha ha. Beautiful but questionable intelligence. Ha 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 ha. Thank you for those wonderful, kind words, Jeff. We love you anyway. And thank you for that remark because it just adds to the algorithm. Okay, the more people comment,
Oh yes.
the more, yeah, please,
Yes.
please continue posting all these hate comments. Yeah, because YouTube will pick it up all the algorithm, and the more activity there is, the more they can recommend
That
it.
is true. Yeah, Rafa, that is so true. The most recent video I posted, usually I get about maybe like 30 comments on like 30 or 40 comments. This one I got almost like 400 comments. Not all of them were positive. Like there were some people like trying to like body shame me or like make fun of the way I looked. I said, you know what, bring it on, because that actually helps my YouTube channel to grow. And I said, you guys are doing such a big favor for me. So I'm like so happy. So please, yeah. Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, in the chat box, you have the option to either hide or to show.
No, YouTube actually hides it if they are using like
Oh, they have like all these
words.
buzzwords.
It filters the
keywords.
words. So for me,
Yes.
like it's actually quite helpful.
Yeah. Well, in this original account, it says, hide. Yeah, I decided to show it. Yeah.
It actually
So
filters.
thank you, Jeff and Chana, for that wonderful, kind comment. Okay, now the rest of the world will know that you're an idiot. Antonio Capasso. Wait, what happened to Andre? Did the Filipinos beat him? No. Maybe the Indonesians did, not the Filipinos. Okay. Frank, Mr. Supranational is the best produced male pageant. You know what? Yes.
Yes,
It
it
might not be
is.
the most prestigious, but it's well done. You know what? Okay, can we talk
It is.
about this, please? Can we talk about this? When was the last time Mr. World took place?
In the Philippines, I believe in 2019, if I'm not wrong.
4 or 5
But-
years ago.
Yes, it's
okay?
been a while. I don't know why Miss World happens usually like almost every year, but Mr. does not happen. So like when people always talk about like male pageants, that's why I said like I don't think people take it that seriously. Like they just watch a pageant to see hot guys. It doesn't feel like they're actually watching it to see like, same as female pageant where we talk about character, right? Someone who has the advocacies and they talk about social work. But because Mr. World and other male pageant happen so rarely, it doesn't feel as serious as a female pageant. I mean, that's what I like feel.
Yeah, but I don't understand if Supra can have Miss and Mr. at the same time, why can't Miss and Mr. World do the same thing?
True. Yeah,
You know what I
that's a
mean?
good point. Yeah.
So I don't
That's a good
understand.
question.
So
Yeah.
I think it would be much easier because I don't want to like, produce a Mr. USA pageant and send my representative to Mr. World 10 years down the road.
Yeah, that's true.
What is he going to do? Like, while waiting and
point.
waiting and waiting. I mean, he needs to work. He needs to make money,
Yes.
And I think
Yeah.
it has happened many times
It
before.
has.
Like
Yeah.
some contestants have withdrawn from competing
Mhm.
in Mr. World or Miss World because it just took forever for
Yeah.
each contest to take place.
Mhm.
You know, so it's just not. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, Julia Morley, Auntie Julia Morley, if you're watching the show, with all due respect, okay, please consider having the Mr. World pageant at the same time as
Yeah.
Miss World.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that bad, you know. All right, all right. Yeah, let's talk about this the swimwear competition of Mr. Supranational. If you're
I'll be right back. I gotta take the dog out because she's peeing.
sure, darling.
I'll
If
be
you're
right
gonna
back.
be okay, if you're gonna be spending a lot of time in the gym, working out, okay, trying to develop that ideal physique for the competition, especially for the swimwear competition, if you're focus on your diet and eating good food, going to bed early at night, having at least 8 hours of sleep, and then exercising regularly, why should you wear the stupid, ugly shorts or
Exactly.
surfer shorts or boxers and not a Speedo, which
That's what I was
would
thinking.
show your gorgeous,
Yeah.
sexy thighs, butt, and all the wonderful, amazing package, you know, that you have, you know,
Working so hard. Yeah.
you know, do you remember like in Mr. International,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
the
They
guys
had
always
amazing.
had
Yes.
Speedos, or
Yep.
they would wear the
Yep.
skimpy
Yeah. Yeah.
swimming trunks, never
That's what I was
boxer
saying.
shorts, never.
Why boxes? It is so unflattering to look at, and I mean, because I have watched a couple of male pageants here and there, like Mr. International, Mr. Global. They always have a speedos, and as a fan, I'm not going to a male pageant to get inspired by. Like, I'm going there to see hot guys, right? Like I said.
Exactly.
And shorts is not sexy. I don't know since how many years Supra has been doing this, but wearing shorts that is so ill-fitted, it's so baggy, it's not sexy because these guys have been working years to come to this pageant, to have those ripped bodies, those abs, and like Mr. Spain has like an incredible body. He would have looked so much better in his Instagram pictures. You can see he's wearing actual swimsuit,
Right,
not
exactly.
like a baggy boxes. So if he can do that in his own, you should be able to do that, provide that as an international pageant. So I was quite disappointed with the selection of the outfits. Yes.
Yes, there are a lot of like really stunning bodies among the guys this year.
Yeah.
Okay, biggest shocker, Venezuela. Venezuela, I think
Yes.
he's the most muscular, biggest guy ever. But you wonder, you know, shocker, he didn't even make the top 20.
So surprised.
I was like
Super
shocked. I was like totally shocked because usually Venezuela always make the cut every year,
Yep.
you know. But this
Like
year,
Mr. Venezuela.
I'm sorry.
I didn't like him.
What's
I
wrong
think
with
he
him?
was too operated.
You think?
Yeah.
It was okay. It was, I mean, his body, Naomi.
Yeah.
No, his body is
It's
amazing.
yeah.
It's the face. I felt
Well,
that face was too worked on. It was like from here down, cool. Like this wasn't.
Okay,
So-
it didn't work.
for
So
me.
replace
Yeah,
his
yeah.
face with that of Mr. Netherlands.
Oh, he was a dream. Miss Netherlands is such a dream.
Okay.
You'd
we-
be
can
anything,
we-
right?
Okay, Netherlands' body was hot.
I think overall he was hot, like from head to toe. We didn't even have to like separate anything.
Revelation time. Noemi has the hots for Mr. Netherlands. Okay.
Yes, we got
Let that be
yeah.
known. Mr. Netherlands, Luca Darren, if you're watching the show, she is available. Okay. I have her number. I'll give it to you. Okay. Contact me, PM me. I'll give it to you. You can take it out for a date or something. Okay, no Dutch street. Ha ha ha. You have to pay for her dinner and everything. Okay.
Oh my
Yeah. So
God.
yeah, going back to the notion of this ugly shorts or Bermuda shorts or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they were not very appealing to me at all.
No.
They were
They didn't fit
screaming.
well.
Yeah, they were to me.
Yeah,
They were
ill-fitted.
screaming. They were screaming like daddy or dad bod or something, or surfer bodies or something. Not the traditional like beach physique, like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was really, really disappointed. So yeah, please. Okay, Andre, I know you hate me. Plus, please,
But what did you do now?
for the sake of
Did
the
he block me?
predominant, for the sake of the
Blocked you
predominantly, for the sake of the predominantly gay male audience and the straight women audience who like looking at perfect, chiseled, masculine bodies, please have your boys wear Speedos or skimpy swimwear next year. Okay, do we agree? Okay,
Yes.
thank
100.
you. Brian says they should be, if anything, short shorts. Yeah, well, I can go with short shorts. Those skimpy
Yeah.
swimming shorts, some swimming
No.
shorts. No,
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 not
okay.
working for me.
The thing is that cut doesn't go with everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not everybody is body type. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of like same with the Speedo as well.
Well, what about jock straps?
That's a whole different topic.
That's a whole different.
Yeah. I don't think it's
Jock
too funny,
straps
so we should
and
not go there.
sneakers. There you go.
That's for a later segment.
Yeah.
Supranational, Brian says, Supranational does not sexualize their contestants. Supranational is not about body. Okay, whatever. That's your opinion, Brian. I disagree vehemently. Okay, it should be about body. Remember last year or in the past few years, they would award the best physique, the Mr. Body, Mr. Physique.
Oh,
Remember? They don't have it
okay.
this year. Last year it was, I believe it was USA, and the year before it was USA also won the best physique, but not this year. They didn't have any. So like
Interesting.
they dropped the Miss Elegance as well.
Mhm.
They should keep the Miss Elegant. It was quite nice.
Okay, EJ Belch agrees with Noemi. Venezuela is retocado, his retouch, his fake, etc. Retro Glamour, so many people have the hots for Mr. Netherlands. Remember, Lenka mentioned all the Czech women that wanted to kidnap him. Yeah, I remember. I remember. Luca was on the Dutch version of Love Island. Really?
Oh,
So that
Okay, makes
explains
sense.
it.
why
That
was I
explains
not
it.
cast for this?
Yeah.
What the hell?
How
What's
dare you not
going
invite
on?
Noemi?
You should have been there. Yes.
And also another contestant was in a reality show. Wasn't it Czech Republic?
Yes, check.
Check.
Jakub? Jakub.
Jacob,
yes.
Mr. Czech Republic was
Jacob.
also in a
He
reality
was.
show. So that
Yes.
that explains his great stage presence and the way he
Yes.
interacts with the camera. He knows
Very
how to
flirty.
seduce,
Yes.
yeah, he knows how to seduce the camera and stuff. So that's great. Did you guys show the video? They showed the video of the guys about their style transformation. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
You know, when they showed I think Spain, he goes into the closet and comes out looking different, you know, different style and whatnot.
Interesting.
There's also another video segment where the guys talk about one thing that is interesting about you. And I thought that gave us the chance to get to know them better.
That's nice.
So I thought that was really cool. They didn't have that with the girls though. And then there was a segment show of Joanne, a clip of Joanne Strauss going backstage interviewing, is in Malaysia and Italy.
Yes. I think it was Malaysia.
Where they were being fixed, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah,
their hair and
yeah.
stuff and everything. So she asks Malaysia, what do you think is the best? What do you do to have a good hairdo? What did he say? I'm trying to remember. He said something about putting everything up with a gel or
Wax.
something like that, with a wax to make it firm,
Yeah.
stable. And Malaysia looked hot. He looks very hot in
Oh,
that.
Rafa, can we take this moment to appreciate like Mr. Malaysia?
Sure, baby.
He's gorgeous. Like I live in Thailand. Like I'm not really far from Malaysia. So in case you're coming to Thailand, I would love to like show you around because he's gorgeous. I think he's the best Mr. Malaysia I've seen.
Yes.
And I believe this is the first like Mr. Malaysia in Supra as well. So he's hot.
Yeah, he's not that tall, but nevertheless, he's like, again, his weight is proportionate to his height. And I think it's all about his face. He has a very
and also
Very,
the way
very
he speaks,
handsome.
he is
Very
so
gentle
approachable.
face.
He's so
Yes.
friendly. I love that. And also, I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'5". Like I think like 5'10" is enough for me. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not very
Just
picky.
putting it out there.
Yeah. I'm not that picky about heights.
And then this was followed by a video where they asked the guys, who do you love the most? So I thought I like this part because they were all wearing white outfits, white tops, and you know, white pants, and they were sitting on a stool, and the background is white. Everything was white. So I thought that was a great photography, great camera angles and stuff. And they looked like, to me, they looked like professional models, you know, with that take, with that segment. I thought it was really cool. And then they changed when they returned to the stage. They were all wearing like white outfits. Some of them were wearing jackets, but they were barefoot. All of them were barefoot. And I'm trying to understand, why are they barefoot? What kind of concept were they trying to convey with this segment? You know, some of them were not wearing any undershirt or t-shirts. They were just like, you know, just jacket and white pants, but barefoot, and their sashes and stuff. I don't know. So do you guys like that segment? Let me know. Comment.
I liked it.
Yeah, you like it?
It was okay, but I think they should have shoes at least. Like, I find it a bit weird. I have an OCD, right? So like when I see people walking on a stage that has been walked by tons of people barefoot, I just get icky. Like, it's just kind of like, I find it really weird. So I wish at least shoes, they should have shoes on. Even for swimsuit. When like guys are walking like bare feet, I just find it like, that stage is, it's been so many things that happened to that stage. It should be like,
I know, right? Germs, bacteria.
But what do you do
bacteria.
when you go to the temples in Thailand? How do you
but
handle
everyone
it?
has to be barefoot. Like, everyone has
Yes,
to be. They have to put shoes.
exactly.
Yeah.
That killed me when I went. I was in
Why?
tippy toes.
You had to take off your shoes?
I was walking because it grossed me out. Because too many people walking
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
walking everywhere. Right.
everywhere. So it kind of like, you know, so I was in my tippy toes.
Hey, well, what about socks? Could you not wear socks?
Yes,
You
you
can.
can wear socks. They allow you
Okay.
to wear the socks. Yes,
Okay,
but I was
that's better.
in my socks, but in tippy toes. It just grossed me out.
Okay, so when I go to Thailand and visit a temple, maybe I should get 2 pairs of socks. One to wear when I enter the temple, and one
Yeah.
to take them off and replace them with the second pair.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. And by the way, I've never been to Thailand. I always want to go to Thailand. So when I go to Thailand, I know where to go, George.
Yes.
In Chiang Mai.
I'm going to bring you to all the gay-friendly places, which is literally everywhere. But yeah, anywhere in Bangkok is gay-friendly.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And Bangkok is huge. It could
I
take
think
like
we
I
have-
gotta
yeah, I
take him
think-
to the spa where the fishies eat your
Oh, yeah,
dead
yeah.
skin.
JJ Market. Yeah, they have that.
Yes.
But okay, here's the thing. Like, I would not take you there because I saw a TikTok video.
Oh,
and
Lord.
someone who went there, it might be a bit like YouTube not friendly, but lost that part.
Okay.
Lost the part they went to do the fish. Yeah. Fish spa. Does it make sense? They lost that. Yeah.
Interesting.
The foot. So I wouldn't take you there, but I would take you to like other places that are much more gay friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Thailand sounds like is the friendliest country in Asia, you know,
Yes.
for gay people, for the LGBT
Yes.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And you eat really good there.
EJ
Yeah.
says Netherlands too was my choice, both sentimental and otherwise. His big eyes were appealing to me.
Oh, yes.
I never realized
Yeah.
realized his Turkish Italian ethnicity was a great combination. Yeah.
Yes.
Turkish and Italian. Hot. Very hot.
Muy caliente.
Let it be known that Rafa loves Turkish wrestlers.
Oh my god.
The more oil, the sexier, I think. Yuri says, thank you for this live discussion. Always love your guests and their diverse opinions. Thank you, Yuri. So kind of you. Thank you. What are your expectations? Well, what are your expectations from this next edition of Miss Universe?
Not much.
We don't have any.
Better
Better?
better than the last one.
Hopefully better. Yeah.
Because like what Naomi said, you know, this is Kun An's first production ever. I think she's gonna give her A game, hopefully, crossing our fingers. She's gonna give her A game.
Oh,
And
and we will
she-
see a lot of beverages. Forgot to mention that.
That's true.
Today is the
Oh, yeah,
opening
today.
of the Miss Universe beverage. So if you guys want to see it, I think it's at 2 hours after this finishes, like from now.
Mm.
So yeah,
I'll be going to bed.
around 1
So, yeah.
p.m. Bangkok time.
I'll watch it tomorrow, next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of beverages. So we'll see a lot of beers, girls drinking on the stage. I'm sure, like having a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see? Actually, you know what I want to see on the Miss Universe stage? I want to see Kun An dancing with the president of El Salvador on stage.
Oh, that'd
Wouldn't
be
that be
fun.
cool?
That would be
That'd be fun.
cool.
And he is
That
good
would
looking.
definitely,
He is
yeah, that
good
would
looking.
definitely draw a lot of attention. Okay.
Yes.
So Kun An, even though you blocked me on social media, when in case you unblock
Rafa, what the hell? You're getting blocked from everybody.
Exactly. What's going
No,
on?
hate
no
me.
pageant wants you. What's
No, okay, somebody out there who would like to transmit my message to Kun An. Kun An, Rafa from Critical Beauty has this amazing idea. He wants you to dance salsa or merengue or any of this Latin music with a beautiful, handsome president of El Salvador. That would be
And he's
awesome.
her type. Like he's exactly the type of guy she likes. Like,
Yes.
yeah, so they'll have amazing chemistry.
Exactly. And I heard El Salvador is now a safe country because the president put all the bad guys in jail where they
Yes.
Oh,
run.
that's nice.
Okay. So that's
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
It's the Banana Republic, but it's a safe Banana Republic now.
exactly?
So yeah, go El Salvador. Please discuss Mr. Ecuador's talent. Yeah, let's talk. That was so bad and sexy at the same time. You know, yeah, Frank, I agree. Totally agree. A lot of people hated Ecuador's talent. You know, he wore.
What did he do?
Red. He wore red t-shirt, a tight red pants, and he did Latin. He danced to Latin music. I think was it Latin music or
Okay.
I forget the music, but it was a dance music, and it was like gyrating his hip on stage. He was like twerking. He was actually like
Yeah, I saw the twerking part,
public
but I didn't understand.
I thought it was.
Interesting.
He looked great. I mean, I didn't care much for the music, but I was so
You're right.
fixated, you know, with his body, and by the way, he probably has one of the best bodies in the entire competition.
Not only the body,
Yeah.
I think he has one of the best personality because I've actually watched
Exactly.
him in different contestants live stream. He's always so approachable. He's so friendly. He just seems like a really great guy to be
Mhm.
around. So I didn't mind. Like I didn't watch the talent, but I don't mind if it's even bad. Like he's
I
so
can't
charming.
watch talent. It just
I didn't watch
hurts
it.
me.
Yeah.
I can't. It's like this. It's like a really bad car accident. It's
I think they should
Nice.
have. I think I want to see like a contestant, like a male contestant, do some like stripping, like male stripper. You know what I mean? Or pole dancing. You know, things like that. You know, I really think that you need to step. You really need to sexualize this pageant because sex attracts. You know, it's a very powerful energy. It's a very powerful force. And don't tell me that there are no straight men who don't sexualize the Miss candidates when they watch the pageant.
Oh,
Of course they do.
Oh,
Of course
I
They
think they
do.
do.
You know,
Yeah.
all the time.
Mhm.
So please. And what happened to Mr. Ecuador? Yeah, Mr. Ecuador made the top 10. I was so disappointed. I really would have wanted him to make the top 5, but it wasn't his destiny. Rafa, that's amazing how Kun An dancing with El Salvador's president comes down from the ceiling before evening gown. Brian says,
That'd be amazing.
that would be amazing too. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how with like winks, like Victoria's
Yeah.
Secret wink and like
Yeah,
coming down?
yeah.
That'd be so iconic.
Woo, yeah, bring up all these amazing ideas, people, please. Or a dance off between Albany and the president of El Salvador. That's another interesting idea.
Mhm.
Okay. That fish thing is actually imported from Turkey before it became a hit in Thailand. It seems Turkey is the country of the night. Let's all listen to Eartha Kitt's version of Uskadara. I don't know what that is. Do you know anything about the fish thing? Pageant princess? No? Okay.
I don't like it, to be honest. Like,
Oh, you don't like it?
I know it's famous, but I just find it like quite like actually I have OCD. So like if other people's feet are going there and like the fish are like nibbling, I don't know what's in the fish's mouth. Like I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I did say someone lost their foot, Rafa, because of that.
Really?
Yes, that's why I don't want to go to that. It's like really scary.
Maybe one of those fish is not really, it's a piranha or something, because a piranha can really kill you. Okay.
I don't know. It's just like creep me out.
All right, let's move on to the top 20. Okay. I got 15 out of 20. The 5 on my list that did not make it included Venezuela, Nepal, Peru, India, and Cuba. Those are the guys on my list. But
Why did you have Cuba on your list? Sorry.
I had Cuba because he's such a cute little teddy bear.
He's cute.
But
Something
his
about
body wasn't that good. Like
who cares? He's just adorable. I just want to hug him and squeeze him. He's like one of the.
Rafa, did
he's that
Slovakia
type-
made it?
Yeah, he's that
You
type
feel it?
that you want to spend
Yeah.
a cold winter's night with, like hugging and just cuddling and hugging. You know,
I mean, he's cute. I'm not gonna lie.
He's
He's quite
cute.
good looking. Yeah.
He's just cute.
Cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking that Cuba did not make the top 20, considering that the outgoing title holder was in Cuba.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it
I mean-
happens. Shit happens. Venezuela, of course, Noemi doesn't like Venezuela, but Nepal, I was surprised Nepal did not make it because I thought he was very eloquent, he was personable, he's a class act. So I was just totally surprised. Peru was in my bubbles, but for some reason he inched into my top 20 list only because he's different. He's I don't know, he's just sexy in his own way. And India, even though I didn't care much for India in the beginning, but he grew on me because he's still pretty much like a boy. I don't know how old he is, but he strikes me as very young still, and he
Yeah.
still needs to mature. So I think he's one of the youngest contestants. But I think given maybe he can try it for like 5 more years. He needs to complete 5 more years of his life, gain more life experience, and then come back, compete again in another male pageant. So maybe Mr. World or something. Okay. So what are you guys? What are your top 20 that you have that did not make it?
I think the ones that I
Slovakia?
had made it.
Yeah. Did Slovakia make the list? Because I don't remember seeing him on
Czech
the stage.
Republic, yes. Slovakia did not, even though
No,
Slovakia
did not.
Okay, Slovakia was on my original top 20, but I removed him in favor of
Rafa, you were chanting about him like the whole time when the pageant was happening. You said you love Slovakia. How did you remove him?
I know Slovakia was like the boy next door, very athletic, a jock. He was just so cute. And it was so cute, you know, when on stage, the way he walked, he's like almost like a country club dad, you know, when he walks. He's a clean cut, clean face, adorable. But it wasn't his fate, it wasn't his destiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Runway Poppy says jockstrap and wings. Yeah, that would be hot. Jockstrap.
I mean, I've seen
wings.
it in like Mr. Gay World. So
Oh yeah,
but
that's very
Mr. Gay World.
that's very Mr. Gay World.
That's a whole
Sure.
different thing. But I have seen it before. Yeah.
I think last year's Mr. Supernatural National is gay. He kept staring at Ecuador's butt during the talent. Really? The guy from
don't know.
Cuba, Luis from Cuba, is gay? I don't know. I can't
I
tell.
don't know.
Who
Maybe
knows?
just admiring the beauty. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Yeah,
staring at
that's
somebody's
fine.
butt. You know, it's okay to look, but not to touch, right? Unless that
Yeah.
person allows you to touch, then it's okay.
Consent. Yeah. It's all about consent.
Okay, so shocker, Trinidad and Tobago.
Lord
Not
Jesus.
on my radar.
I did not have him.
I don't think he was on anybody's list, maybe except for 1 or 2
No.
pages, or you know.
He couldn't believe it himself.
He couldn't exactly. He was like shocked himself. Like, what am I doing here? You know, what am I doing here in the top 20? Cameroon, some of us were annoyed by his disposition.
I just didn't like his attitude. I'm so
his
sorry. Like,
exactly his attitude.
especially the sash ceremony, like it was a first impression, right? Like we have to remember this. We don't know you. I don't know your personality. I don't know how you are, your behavior, your sarcasm, whatever. But the first impression I got from him was he was just a big like douchebag. Like he was just giving me like a jerk attitude, because the first thing he said was, Mr. Argentina, like I'm into sports, I'm athletic, and your country is not this. And I think he was just like talking crap about other country, which is never a good thing. You're an ambassador for your country. You should not do that. You have to be optimistic. You have to be positive and just say something nice. Even if you feel that, yes, Argentina may not be the best, don't say that in front of the cameras. That is so unprofessional. So for me, he
But
like
what are
ticked me
you
off.
talking about? In FIFA, they didn't even play. So, I mean,
Yeah. I was like, it doesn't make much sense. Why would you say that? That is just not something you should
killed
say.
at the game.
Yeah.
So what the hell are you talking about? Talking smack.
I didn't like it. It was just so like he pushed me like, yeah, I didn't like him at all since then.
Yeah. You know who sent him? My friend Vanessa, who is the manager / talent director of the Miss Cameroon and Mr. Cameroon organization. She was the one who sent him. So he wasn't on my list. So I had to send my friend Vanessa a message through WhatsApp. I asked her, did you send this Cameroon guy? And she said, yes. Okay. But I didn't want to tell her that I hated him. I hated her boy. Because, but honestly, he wasn't even on my radar. It's because what George was saying, he's full of himself.
He's very negative.
He lacked humility. And I was like totally shocked he made it all the way to top 5. Like, what?
Same. I was like, what? There are other guys better. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like I would have put my God.
Ecuador.
Yeah.
Ecuador.
Malaysia.
Ecuador or Mexico, maybe,
Yeah.
Even Mexico, Mexico was gorgeous.
Mexico was gorgeous. It was like,
Isn't that Kendall?
another class
Kendall.
act,
Yes, gorgeous.
Who?
Mexico.
Oh, Mexico, yeah, definitely. Yeah. What do we think of our good friend from Canada?
Well, he got his flowers. He won the Super Chat, right? Which
Yes, he
deservedly so. I think
did. Good for
definitely
you.
deserved it. So
He
I'm
deserved
happy
it.
to give him the flowers.
So we were all happy that our good friend Luis Porteles, if you guys don't know him, is a very famous pageant vlogger. He has his own channel based on his name, Luis Porteles, Portleves. He lives in Canada. He's Cuban. He decided to represent Canada, his new home country, at Miss International, and he did a wonderful job. He was able to prove to the world that dreams, if you pursue your dreams with a lot of determination, ambition, and hard work, you can fulfill your dream. And I think that was exactly his number one mission. It didn't matter whether he won or not. The most important thing is that he was able to show a different side of male beauty standards, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. He may not have the best body, he may not have the best walk, but he has the most personality, he has the best communication skills.
Yes.
And I heard that he was just, people loved him. All the guys basically loved him and stuff. And we all love Luis. And so I'm so glad that he's hosting Miss Grand Cuba 2023 pageant. So I'm very, very happy for him. So I finally get to meet him in person. So who was another surprise? Oh, USA. I know, Brian, I know you like USA because you judged the pageant, the Mr. USA Super pageant, and that you interviewed him. But to me, again, he struck me as somebody who's kind of like, again, off-putting, again, full of himself, zero personality. But it's just me. It's just me.
I mean, he's good looking. I'll give him that much, but that's it.
Yeah, but Enrique said that he got to speak with USA, and he said USA is charming. He's charming, wonderful, very nice and stuff. Brian says, so to disprove the theory, how many homosexuals made it?
We don't know.
What? I didn't get it. What he said?
How many
gay men made it? How many homosexuals?
No.
So, Brian used the clinical term homosexual instead of the slang gay.
Yeah.
We don't
know.
Like, do we know? Do we care?
And none of our business.
Or none of our business, and we don't care.
Maybe some of them are bisexual, some of them are asexual, some of them are non-binary, some of them are genderqueer. Who knows?
Who knows?
Retro glamour. Were you surprised by Cameroon? Yeah. In the sashing and intro ceremony, he made some dig at Argentina. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how he made it so high. They had Tatenda from Zimbabwe, who was very nice and professional. Yeah, anybody's better than Cameroon. Mauricio says Trinidad and Tobago was in my 34th position. Yeah, out of what, 36 guys competing? It's a 34. Like, what the hell? Hashtag Avril Lavigne. Come on. Albany and the president should do a dance-off with the contestants as background dancers, or Albany's side and men in black suits for the president. They should walk from Ant's plane at the start. Oh, okay. Brian says US is very charming. Okay, so the only surprise to me was Cameroon, Trinidad and Tobago, and USA. All the other ones, fine with me.
Yeah, I'm fine with the most of them. Yeah.
Poland was expected, but the reason why Poland did not advance to the top 10 is because I heard that he was very temperamental, he had bad attitude, and he fought with Gerhard. He had a fight with Gerhard, the president of Mr. Supra.
Oh no.
That's why he did not advance.
No,
He did
no.
not advance. Not a good host, not a bad image for your own country. What do we think of South Africa?
I
think-
liked him. I liked South
I think he's the cutest of the bunch.
Yes, he's just cute. And one thing I liked about him is his. I was reading the bio, and he has one of the most impressive bio. He has done so much philanthropic work, social work, and he's also very highly educated. And for me, like I find guys who are not just like sexy to look at, but also if you have brains or like you have the intellectual abilities to carry a conversation with me, I find that such a turn on. And for me, like. He was just so nice. Also, like I said, height does not matter for me. So I know he's quite small, but I don't mind. So like, he
Yeah,
was really
no,
nice.
because you know what? He had one of the best styles, I think.
Yes.
I think his sense of fashion is
Yes,
impeccable.
amazing.
And
Yes.
that face, again, it's all about his face. It's
He's
just
gorgeous.
chiseled features,
Yes.
beautiful skin, amazing, communication skills. I just want to
Yes.
cuddle-
Everything
I
was
just wanna,
great
squeeze his
about him.
cheeks, so to speak.
Yes.
But he's adorable. So he was on my list, and I'm glad he made the top
Yes.
10. Philippines. What do we think of Philippines? To me, he looks like, I think it's that thin mustache
It's
thing.
the mustache got me.
It's the mustache that
remove
really
it.
It's the
bothers.
I didn't
mustache.
like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he should have shaved it. He should have shaved it. And then, I mean, he's okay. His body he's not big, but he's like slender.
Mhm.
He's the perfect runway model type of body.
Exactly.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
I
the
mean,
same.
he's very popular in the Philippines as a
Yes.
model.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I mean, he's glad that he made the top 20, but he couldn't advance to the top 10 because there are guys much better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Panama was not originally on my list, but I moved him up, and I'm so glad that I had him on my final list, because again, he's personable.
He's cute.
It's very professional too. I noticed
Mhm.
he's like very professional in the way he speaks and in the way he behaves. So I really like that. Oh yeah, he wasn't on my list, but he eventually made it. Italy, who looks
Yeah.
like actor Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was
I- You don't like Italy? I posted a picture.
He was okay.
Yeah, I posted a picture of Mr. Italy side by side with that of Ryan Gosling on my Instagram, and I sent it to my story, and he saw it, and then he
Retweeted.
he restored it with
Right.
a laugh icon, says ha 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 ha. It looked like him.
Oh.
But you know what? Who sent me a message? Last year's Mr. Italy.
Oh,
Giuseppe
he-
Zapata.
I liked
Yeah.
him.
I liked him.
He's,
too.
yeah, he's very charming.
I liked him. He told me about this year's Mr. Italy. His picture is so photoshopped. It's so when I posted his lookalike picture with Ryan Gosling, he said, "Why does all these photos look photoshopped and stuff?" And he just replied, with a laughing emoticon, laughing emoji. I didn't comment that much. I mean, I like Italy last year. I also like Italy this year. I think two different men. One was dark hair,
Different looks.
facial hair.
Yeah.
This year is blonde, clean, like a Ken doll. A Ken doll.
Yes.
This year, I like both. I really do. Indonesia. He was on my original and final list. I knew he was going to make it because of, again, huge following, popular vote. He doesn't exactly have the most handsome face, but his body is good. He has a great
And
body.
he's smart. Indonesia is
He's
very smart.
smart.
He actually graduated the doctor degree at 24, which is actually quite young because,
Wow.
like medical background takes, like medical school takes like 5, sometimes 6, even like longer. So the fact he graduated when he's 24, that shows that he's really smart. So
Mhm.
yes, he's not not the strongest guy, but he has brains. I get it why he was there. Yeah.
Exactly. He wasn't in my original list, but he made it finally. France. Does everybody
He was
like?
okay.
I know Brian. Brian is obsessed with
Brian
France,
loves
right,
him.
Brian.
Brian
on,
was
Brian, just be
literally
honest.
every day. He was sharing a Mr. France picture in other group chat. He was like trying to
Yeah.
convince all of us to vote for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't like France.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not my
Brian
fan.
is so obsessed with
Yeah.
France. I think Brian is ready to leave his boyfriend just to be with Mr. France. uh, I like his name, Quentin Bougostry. Quentin Bougostry. Oh my God.
Mm.
He owns his own business. He actually he opened his own restaurant in Paris, and it's
Yeah.
called Croque M. M
Mhm.
short for Monsieur. Croque Monsieur is a French breakfast sandwich, eggs and cheese and bacon and whatever. And I can't eat it because I'm vegan. But before I became vegan, I used to like it. But it's very nutritious. It's very filling too. So he put his first run. It's very successful. He runs a very successful business, and I think it's not a franchise. So yeah, of course we mentioned our good friend Canada. So in the top 10, we have Thailand. Thailand actually was in my top 5, and I was surprised he did not make it to the top 5. I was so surprised. I was shocked. I like Thailand because I think he's a very famous model in Thailand.
Yes, he is.
He's very popular.
Yes. One thing about Thailand is that actually both are good, because sometimes they send like mixed race, contestants from Thailand who are fluent in English. But one thing I liked about Top is, and his name itself is just.
It's Top. His nickname is Top.
So
right?
Yeah, like
it's not a bottom, people. It's a top.
We like that. Anyway, like except the name, I just think he's so like charismatic. He doesn't speak English that good, but he's just like really nice to be around. Like he makes you feel comfortable to be around. And for me, I like guys like that instead of, let's say, like Poland, who's like super sexy. But if you have an attitude, for me, you're going like, you're dropping off my list.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter how stunning you are, but if you are going to have attitude like Cameroon, I'm so sorry, you're not part of my like top list. Because you need to be like someone who's friendly, right? You're still a beauty pageant delegate. You need to be approachable, professional, and just that's what I like about Mr. Thailand is that even if he does not speak the language that you are speaking, he'll make sure that you feel comfortable to be around him, and that's what I liked about Top.
I actually like his way of speaking English. I thought it was very. I thought it was adorable. He's very cute, yeah. And I haven't seen any bad angle or bad picture of him. So I would have preferred him over Cameroon, really.
Same.
Of course, we have Mr. Mexico. We also like Mexico because he's gorgeous, he's stunning.
Yeah.
Then Malaysia, we love Malaysia as well.
Yes.
And then Ecuador. Nobody hates Ecuador. We all love Ecuador because it's just so hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian, if you like Mr. France, I love Mr. Ecuador. Okay. And I was really hoping that Ecuador would win so we could have both Miss and Mr. from Ecuador in the same.
That would have been nice. That would have been
nice.
nice pairing.
That would have been nice, really. And then top 5, Czech Republic, of course. I think our Belgian friend Jean-Marie, he attended the show.
Yeah.
He noticed a guy that was running back and forth the stairs. That was Mr. Czech. That was him.
Oh, that makes sense.
That was Mr. Czech. And he also said that when he saw Poland in person, face to face, he was not impressed with Poland's face because he had acne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Poland is
acne is fine, but like for me, it's just the attitude. Like, I don't mind the acne. Like you can put makeup on it, but if you're like difficult to work with, like I don't think the organization will crown you.
Yeah.
Even though he was my winner choice, so I'm so surprised you said that, Rafa.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Mr. Poland to me, I don't know. He looks like a bully. He's the kind of guy that would bully, especially the smaller guys, or you know what I mean? It's like because he's just so big and tall. Korea, what do you think?
I like Korea. I actually interviewed him like 2 weeks ago, before he flew to. Oh my God, he's literally out of all the guys, he's my type. That's the type of guy I would literally date because he's a boyfriend material. He's smart. He's a pilot. He's a teacher. He's a gym instructor. Oh my God. He does everything I want in a guy. So like, that's like tick, tick, tick and all of that. I know he doesn't speak English, but it does not matter. Like I can teach him English. So for me, that's not an issue, but he's so good. Love Mr. Korea. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Hawaii round where they did the limbo line? Yeah. Remember that segment where they were dancing, they were wearing all Hawaiian t-shirt and Hawaiian shorts. And I thought that was very entertaining. That was really, actually it was very different from past production numbers, I think, and I don't remember who had the lowest limbo line. I don't remember. But who cares? Nobody remembers these things anyway. You just remember the guys like dancing and prancing and whatnot. Yeah, that was spectacular. It reminds me almost of Miss Universe when it was held in Hawaii back in
yeah.
I remember
the Hawaiian theme. Yeah. Stephen Anderson, Netherlands was okay, but he choked in Q&A.
He
really.
choked a little bit, but then he
Yeah.
recovered. He
Yeah.
did recover.
I
Yeah,
actually
he
disagree
started
because he had one of the best answers among the guys. So
Yes.
he may have paused, but I think his answer actually came from the heart. He was very genuine with his approach. So I
Mhm.
don't think he did bad. I disagree.
No, me neither.
Yeah, there was like a 3-second pause,
Mhm.
but like what Noemi
That's
said,
fine.
he recovered fine. And then, he was able to express himself very, very well, very clearly. And I think he almost like got emotional because he was
Mhm.
that
That's
close.
okay, guys. That's okay for men to get emotional.
Yeah,
That's
part of-
okay.
It's okay to be emotional. Okay, if you're a man. Okay.
Exactly.
I don't know why people like
I'm
think
here
that's
for
a
you.
bad thing. Yeah, you are there for him. I'm here for Mr. Korea. So it's okay.
Which countries not represented here would you like to join next year? I've been to Serbia and the men are tall and good looking.
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lebanon has good.
Yeah, Retro Glamour says Lebanon. Lebanon did very well in Mr. International. They have 3 Mr. International winners already, and they would do
Yeah.
very well. But I'm surprised Lebanon has not sent anyone to Supra. So
I'm surprised because there's gorgeous men in Lebanon.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Middle
Beautiful.
Eastern, Lebanese, Arab men, North African men, they're gorgeous. Yeah,
Oh, they haven't had candidates
something
from
about their
East Asia.
eyes. The what?
I'll probably say East Asia. So they only had Korea, so I'd like to see maybe Japan, maybe Macau,
Or
Hong Kong
Hong
has
Kong,
good guys.
even, or
Yeah.
China.
They had female,
Mhm.
but they didn't have male. Vietnam was missing this year as well, so I'd like to see them return.
What happened
So
to
like
Vietnam?
East
Do you
Asian
know?
side.
Do you know what
Not
happened to
really.
Vietnam?
But
Okay.
last year's guy was good looking. Oh my god. He was
Yes, yes.
stunning. I don't know why this year it was from Vietnam.
And I'm
Yeah.
surprised Singapore is absent this
Oh
year.
yeah.
It was to
They
Singapore.
usually send as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A
Or
lot of mistakes.
maybe, or maybe next year they'll consider or Serbia. Yeah, I've never met a Serbian man. Would love to. Lebanon, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Turkish men. Turkey says Retro Global. Turkish men I hear are good looking too. Yeah, they've won modeling competitions. They're very popular in modeling competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turkey. Okay, so Brazil. What do we think of Brazil? Brazil was almost on everybody's #1 list. They thought Brazil. It was either between Brazil or Spain. I think those are the top 2.
I didn't have Brazil as my top 2. I had Netherlands and Spain, my top 2.
Okay.
I had Mr. Brazil and Mr. Poland as top 2. Spain was my #4 because in the sash ceremony, he was like stuttering. He was not speaking clearly. So even though he's stunning to look at, like I said, like I need a good speaker. So that's why he dropped a little bit. But yeah, he was there in #4, Mr. Spain.
Okay. Yeah. When it came to the top 5 Q&A, Spain specifically had to ask for an interpreter.
Yeah.
Okay. So a woman was supposed to do the translation for him. But did you notice this guy wearing a tuxedo jumped on stage and just did a translation for Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is supposed to be a big pageant fan as well, a pageant follower.
You look familiar. That's why. Yeah.
Kike Hernandez, I think. He's Chilean, is from Chile. So I don't know where he came from, but he wasn't part of the protocol. He was supposed. It was that woman wearing a blue dress. She was ready to come up on stage, and she was shocked that who is this man who just jump on stage and translate it for Spain? And his translation was bad. He couldn't even
Super bad.
Super bad.
bad.
Like he didn't even like convey 10% of Spain's message in Spanish. He didn't even know the word.
Why do you do that?
He didn't
Was
even
he
know
like
the
a
word advice in,
friend or
in
what?
Spanish.
Yes, exactly. I was
I
like,
did not
and you're
understand.
an interpreter and you can't even say consejo?
I know,
Like-
right? No, it
didn't get-
was
yeah.
really, really bad. But on the Miss side, our good
Mhm.
friend Enrique translated for Miss Brazil, even
Mhm.
though she actually didn't need him. Okay.
That's the
So
part
you
I don't get
wonder-
it why she used it because she speaks English like fluently.
Mhm.
I don't think she needed that.
So why would
but
she
yeah.
need an interpreter? Not
Yeah.
only that, but her
Maybe to
national director,
understand
her
better
national
the
director was her
question.
own was her own interpreter too.
Yeah.
So That was weird. That was one of those irregularities that I find very odd. There's no consistency. There's no, if you're going to hire a translator, hire a translator, a professional one, and make sure they do an excellent job translating, So, segment. Okay. After the top 20. Okay. So after the Hawaiian segment, you have Monica Lewczuk, Miss Supra 2011 performing a botched version of Miley Cyrus's Flowers. That was fun. I wanna have flowers. Oh my God, that song is constantly in my mind. Top 10. Okay, blah blah blah. Top 10. Oh, okay. So there was a segment where the guys have to show your walk. Do you remember that segment? I thought that was very cool. But you know what? They showed a clip. They showed a clip of Mr. Ecuador, but it's not the Ecuador that showed up in Poland. It's a different guy.
Really?
This guy's name is Sebastian Mora. Okay, and this guy is fat, short, and plump. He's exactly the opposite of Bruno.
Rafa, we can't say that word.
His exact what, fat? Oh,
yeah, curvy. He was curvy.
Am I body shaming Mr. The fat Ecuador?
Yeah,
Can you say curvy though with men? To define
say curvy for men?
For a man is weird.
Chubby.
I mean, okay, healthy then, like a teddy bear, like cute, fluffy.
Chubby.
Chubby.
Yeah, chubby.
Chubby is
Fluffy.
cute. Yeah. Or burly. Burly is better. Burly. Because burly, you can be burly and be muscular. So yeah, anyway, this burly original Mr. Ecuador, they showed a video clip of him instead of the guy who actually showed up in Poland, Bruno. The opposite, muscular,
Right.
tall, prettier. So I thought that was very bizarre. See, again, editing. You should have edited all these videos, Why did you not edit? Why did you have to show all these videos of contestants that didn't show up? So
Yeah.
What a waste.
Yeah.
Okay. Retro Glamour says that was the guy who showed up on stage to translate for Spain was Kike Sanchez. He judged the super chat. He's so lucky Ivan won because he would have been ripped apart by fans. Okay. Thank you for that information, Kike Sanchez, Retro Glamour. He's from Peru. Okay, he's from Peru. Thank you. All right. So another video followed. The question is, what is your biggest goal in life? So I thought that was very revealing, very eye-opening.
Yeah.
And then followed by the performance by the same woman with bangs, the Jessie J lookalike. I'm trying to remember her. Is it? I think it starts. I think it's Sam or something, Sammy or whatever. I forgot her name. Or Sarah. I think Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. Sarah is your first name. Anybody can remember the name of that brunette singer who sang with the DJ group in the background? Please comment. Sarah something. And then we have the top 10 formal wear. I like this part because you have this couple, a man and a woman, facing each other and singing to each other. And I think they're standing on a stage that was like revolving.
It's rotating. Yeah.
It's rotating.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great.
That was cool.
It was a great touch.
You know what, Rafa? They should
that's
put
like-
those two at the back, like at the back of the guys, because the camera was actually panning more on the couple than the guys walking. So it was quite distracting for me because the
Okay.
guys are walking in like pairs. So like it's already like difficult to look at because the camera was panning a lot. So I wish they were at the back, like behind the female dancer. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a beautifully done segment.
Yeah.
I noticed too that all the guys were wearing the same tuxedo outfit except for
Similar
Ecuador.
stuff.
Ecuador stood out because he was wearing this floral pattern, with shimmering design and whatnot. I thought he really, really stood out, and he wanted to stand out, So I thought it was amazing. And then Andrea Aguilera does her first duty as Miss Supranational by coming down the stage to deliver the envelope containing the top 5. That was her first duty as Miss Supranational. She's like the envelope deliverer. Here's the envelope, with the top 5 winners. Looking gorgeous, looking beautiful. And of course, we know the results. And the top 5 Q&A, each guy was given 40 seconds, which I thought was not fair. I mean, how is that fair? Isn't it sexist, though, to give the guys 20 seconds more than the girls? Does does that imply that guys think slower than the girls, or the girls think faster than the guys if they only give it 20 seconds? You know, I mean, come on, people, what do you think of the extra 20 seconds given to the guys to give
I
their
think they should just have 1 minute for
answers?
both, like male and female. Like, why 20 seconds? 20 seconds is so little. I can't even comprehend my thoughts properly. Like, I might say something, but that's not even something that I'm actually thinking, because like something else is going on here. So I think they should have maybe a minute for both, so it's equal. Because if you're gonna do 20 for female, and I think it's a 40, right, for male, that's like unfair. That's not equal.
And I think they also had to answer a different question compared to the girls. The girls had the same question. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they
I
had
thought
to
it
pick
was,
numbers.
yeah, I thought that was like stupid. That was really silly. Silly. So who do you think gave the best answer of the top 5?
Netherlands, I think, did the
Netherlands?
best.
Netherlands.
Even though
And
Netherlands slipped a little, but I think he recovered
It
quickly.
didn't matter. It didn't matter. He,
didn't
Yeah.
matter.
like I said, he was authentic. He spoke from
Yeah.
his heart. He's humble. He was just so nice to look at, and everything he did really good. Brazil was my number 2 in terms of speaking skills. He was very calm, gentle, and
He
confident.
was.
I
Yes.
really like that about, when you're projecting your delivery, it needs to be like that, because some of the girls were like rushing because of the 20 minutes speech time limit, but the guys, most of them were like quite natural. So
Mhm.
those 2 stood out. Yeah.
Yeah. When the camera zoomed on Brazil's face, I thought, my God, this guy is gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah.
He could be on the cover of GQ magazine or any of these, high style fashion magazine, I think. I mean, he's also a fitness expert. I mean, he swam.
Yes.
He was a swimmer, right? He swam
Olympian.
he
Yes.
was an Olympian. Yeah.
Or, the Olympics.
So he's like
Impressive.
perfect guy to be on the cover of Esquire magazine or GQ magazine and
Yeah.
stuff and everything.
Yes.
So I thought he was gonna bag the crown, but then again, Spain, eventually won. And he wasn't. I never really did like Spain from the very beginning, from the opening ceremony. I think I had the same impression as you, George, of Spain from the opening ceremony. Something about his face that's off. Great
I think
body.
it's the way he speaks, like,
Yeah, it
maybe
was
it's because
something.
he doesn't speak English properly. Like sometimes when he speaks, try to like deliver his message in English, it just sounds a bit uncomfortable. And I can tell that he's overthinking his thoughts in his mind. So maybe when it comes out of his mouth, he just goes, like, it just, the mouth and his expression doesn't go well together to what he's trying to say, like message he's trying to say. So that's what I got from him. Yeah.
Okay. Mauricio says, actually, Mr. International 2012 from Lebanon resigned his title. Singapore, the first runner, assumed. So officially, Lebanon has had only 2 titles for Mr. International. Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. Philippines deserve the crown, says vote Josea from Portugal. Frank says, Mr. Ecuador, Bruno was a replacement for the original candidate. Well, thank God they replaced the original candidate, because he never would have won. Pageantry, men are pathetic in terms of Q&A. I don't remember of any male title holder who gave an eloquent speech like compared to a Lara Dutta or a Sushmita Sen or to Brooke Lee. None of those. I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is so true. Men are pathetic in terms of Q&A. I think Brazil gave the best answers, says Mauricio. Yeah. So we all have our different opinions and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up because it's getting late. So overall, I would pop from a scale of 1 to 10. I would rate the production maybe 7.5, 7.5. I think it's slightly better than the Miss show, because the Miss show, the only thing that bothers me at the Miss show is because it's goddamn too long. It's just too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Whereas with the Mister, I can survive with less than 3 hours. Okay. And plus I think the entertainment segments in Mister is to me was much more enjoyable to watch
Enjoyable. Yeah.
than the one in the Miss. Okay.
Mhm.
So but I think overall I can say, I'm happy for Spain, although my favorite did not win. I'm happy for him. And I think what an amazing Miss and Mr. winners do we have this year? I mean, don't they make a cute couple? I mean, they're both
They
hot.
do.
Really.
They look good together. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both hot. And you know what? I think Spain won because Andrea Aguilera has the hots for him. Remember, she was
Not
one
just her. Did you not hear the
Remember, she was one of
audience,
the judges,
Rafa,
right?
when he was walking? The whole audience were like going for him, like supporting him when he's walking. Yeah.
I
I
think
think everyone liked him.
I think she won. I think she wants to be his. I think she wants to be her daddy, her baby daddy by some of these days. She wants him to be the father of her baby one day. What do you think? Who knows? Relationship develops, especially when they travel together. They share the same hotel rooms. Who knows? Anything can happen. Okay, I'm just have all these crazy ideas. I think Brazil gave the most authentic answer. Netherlands gave a cliche pageant patty answer. Ooh, Noemi, that's for
Oh,
you.
damn.
No. Not the ending.
That hurts.
No.
India and Peru deserve top 5 more than Vietnam. Okay.
In Miss, yes. Yeah.
And Miss.
And we're forgetting
agree.
that Spain, by the way, Spain is the first European country to win Mr. International.
Yeah.
So I'm glad eventually Europe has won this year. Okay. So Europe has won Miss Supranational a few times with Belarus and Poland, and with Asia, India, Philippines, Thailand, and
Korea.
Americas, Puerto Rico, Peru,
Yeah.
Panama, and Paraguay.
Yeah.
Oh, not Peru. Peru, Paraguay, Peru, Puerto Rico, and Panama. Yes, I think that's it. So the winner, Mr. International, receives $10,000, $30,000 less than Miss. Talk about equality of the sexes. Yeah, go. No, I'm just kidding. As you know, of course, as I mentioned earlier, women pageants cost much more, and women title holders have more responsibilities than men do. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a fact.
Mhm.
Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining this chat discussion. I think, you know, we pretty much covered everything the whole lot. Did we miss something? No, we didn't miss
No.
anything. Yeah, we pretty much covered up the whole thing, you know. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you for supporting this channel. Noemi, darling. Love you. Virtual kisses and virtual hugs to everybody, to George, my cute little burly, chubby teddy bear, teddy bear.
And Rafa, do you know what this means? It's not only hot.
It means love and money.
Exactly.
That's what that was Mr. Canada did on his swimwear. He was doing the sign, and it was like, you know, kissing cameras too, like love and money. Yeah. So yeah.
Prosperity to everyone. Yes.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So thank you, people. Thank you, Critical View viewers, for watching the show. I appreciate you so much. Good night. Mabuhay.
Good night.
Bonne nuit.
Bye-bye.
Good evening.
Good
Sawadee
morning.
ka.
Pini.
And we'll see you guys till the next chat. What is the next pageant coming up?
Miss Grand.
Miss Grand International?
Miss Grand.
October?
And Miss International after that. Yeah.
Miss Grand. Okay. And yeah, Miss Grand International. So we're gonna reassemble again, hopefully with Brian and with Antonio and with Crown Sisters, Summer Smith from Crown Sisters. She covered the pageant last year, you know, in Indonesia. So hopefully, you know, she can come back. And of course, Lenka, our good friend Lenka.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Mrs. National Universe in the Czech Republic, who's currently living in Thailand. So hopefully it'll be a much bigger, much more animated discussion, and also, of course, Enrique. So thank you, people. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.